Boy, a little late. Got fully set up in like 6 minutes, though. Got this down to like a science. Also, everything's like built to try to be automated for a reason too. So, but I haven't grabbed any booze, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll be back in a minute. All right, now I'm back. A little later, I was watching a show and the episode ran exactly up to stream time, and I didn't want to just stop with like 3 minutes left. So I'm like, I can set up fast. Hello, Matt. Hello, Scratch. I think Michael would be 1 extra minute. I was outside where we have mead, and the mead we bought like what 2 months ago, and Michael had some of his mead out there in Carboys, but it was, I can't remember the exact temperature, but it was like negative double digits this morning. I think it was -9 when I got up, but it was cooler overnight, Fahrenheit. And the mead that we picked up is a higher alcohol content, so it's been fine. But it's not, our garage is warmer than the outside. But his carboys that have his mead in it, because it's lower alcohol, it's a lot of ice, and I'm a little concerned it was gonna go boom. Explore Edge year in review. Why do I care? Turn off. Yeah, turn off notification. I do want my year in review for the browser I don't use. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a quack button. Yeah. Oh, I didn't make the thing for that.
Oh, I'm happily looking at a copy of the Bargain. Look at that.
What? Oh yeah, it came whatever. There we go. No, I gotta turn the brightness up.
I've been coughing less today, so I think this will go much better than last time.
That's good.
Yesterday, last time I was afraid to talk because it would just put me in coughing fits.
That's been my life for like a month.
Yeah, I've taken antibiotics yesterday, so.
Well, yeah, you're bad antibiotics.
Why are they bad?
Because they're not required to follow the same FDA requirements that other.
It's the exact
things.
same things.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're labeled the same and everything. Same capsules.
No, I'm not taking fish pills.
They're not fish pills. They're just people pills designated for fish.
Well, the camera did its thing.
You could feel better.
No, I'm gonna go somewhere more. Is that really loud? The music? It is. Okay. It's like that seems extra.
I recognized bacterial infection when I saw one.
Okay.
You hawk up a loogie of yellow. You're like, oh, I have an infection. I wonder where that came from.
Right. Well, we got more.
Oh, it's
Important.
just mooch and plushies. That's where it came from.
I just realized one thing I should fix here. If this is gonna hang here, it looks. Everything else.
fine.
No, everything else is finely lit on the right side. This is black.
Oh, you want to light it? It's
No.
morning.
No, it's not evenly lit like the other ones.
Oh.
It doesn't have any bounce light.
Okay.
Anything in the environment would light up that entire other side of it. It's not. If the sun was at a very strong angle coming in, maybe. But oh,
Piece of apple stuck in my teeth. Hedgies is okay, but it left a funny taste in my mouth.
I don't like their veggie ones, and you picked up a
Okay.
veggie one.
I thought
No, their
just
veggie
like,
ones
I don't
aren't
want to eat
good.
vegetables.
You-
They're good for you.
Yeah,
Pizza's a
but
vegetable.
their veggies, the cheese is too thick on the top, so it never cooks right in the center. It's too much gook, so it ends up being a watery mess of all the vegetables that just sprayed all their water everywhere.
Maybe I'll try hedgies again in the future with not a vegetable one.
Yeah,
but
their standard are their for meat is probably their best.
the meat one.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's got the right balance of everything. It's
like
just
mushrooms.
that veggie one is just too much stuff on it. There's nothing you can do. You cook the outside, but you can't get to the inside. So how do you cook the center?
Well, you put tinfoil around the crust edge, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time. Oh my goodness.
I want to see if we can
That was like
see if we can finish this video today.
a trick for cooking pie pies. You always put tinfoil on the edges.
Pie pies?
Like regular pies. Not pizza pies, but your standard run-of-the-mill like apple pie or pumpkin pie.
How about you just get good?
You do by putting tinfoil around the edges so that the crust
No,
doesn't
you just
burn
gotta
the
get good.
outside. Well, perhaps. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm addicted to Armored Core right now.
Playing online?
Just playing it in general. Because really, there's like 3 different full campaigns to get through.
Oh, I didn't turn on the other stuff today.
It's like it says it's a 20-hour game, but you can. It's got replay value. So more of a 60-hour game. Plus, I am enjoying the heck out of the online stuff.
You were so good at it.
Huh?
You were so good at it.
Oh, I was horrible, but I'm getting better. I want to play Giz again, but I want him to like get all the parts first.
He's not playing it right now.
I know. I'm hoping I didn't discourage him when we.
No, he just. I think the game itself discouraged him.
Oh. I love it.
It's a product of its time, and I think it's very nostalgic for some people, but it's also like a different type of game, just in general.
Like refining my mech to meet my playstyle as much as possible. And it's I think even in my last session I changed one part just because I'm like, ooh, this is actually better. Then there's still a few parts I haven't unlocked. One of them might be like a game changer, who knows?
Where's this one? There's a fog that's right here, lined right through the.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, and that's really annoying. But I need to figure out which like fog is causing it.
Did you go outside this morning?
Yeah, I was at work.
Oh, it was cold.
Yeah.
Like real cold. Like, oh, this hurts.
I brought a
Yeah.
scarf to work so I could cover my mouth.
It was gloves that I needed.
It's a long walk into the office,
Just
so
so cold. Like,
It was
driving my car was cold.
it's -9 this morning.
Your car's in the garage, so it was probably a little warmer.
The car, yes, but I still have to walk like about the equivalent of 3 city blocks from parking to the
I've been in
building.
that parking lot. It's not that bad.
I'm on the very bottom 3rd level in the back of the building.
Oh.
And then I have to walk all the way around. It's not that bad if you get a good parking spot, but no.
Been relegated to the peasant parking.
Oh, it's just all based on luck. Getting there at the right time. Okay, so it's these ones is causing it. It's luck on availability, and it tends to be that earlier in the week there's more people there.
I was gonna say, you think availability would be pretty good, considering some people still work from home.
They still have all production there. A lot of engineering and other teams are required to be on site, and but then like that I'm in a row with all the test engineers, and they're on travel half the year. So like they'll sometimes be there, and then like the next week none of them will be there. So it just depends on the day.
I got that mead that was half frozen out of there.
Yeah, I was a little concerned it was gonna kaboom. It's gonna warm up after today.
It had plenty of space to like move around. It wasn't completely frozen. It's just floating ice shards.
Yeah, but still.
Which the fact that it didn't,
you could say that, but then it explodes.
well, the fact that it didn't completely freeze tells me that it's at least partially alcohol.
Not nearly as much as this is, though.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is not frozen at all, ever.
Yeah. I'm tempted to take John's suggestion and put some of the ice out. That's
Oh, so I thank you for the D. Well, thank you. Oh, okay. I don't think I've actually fixed that problem. We'll have to see. If you space it out.
Look all the derbies typing
It's so hard to test it, though.
beige.
Beige. Thank you very
Making
much.
lots of
Sorry.
keyboard derbies.
I want to see if it actually works for the 4th one. It did. Okay. I think as long as it doesn't get slammed, it works. But it's just keep forgetting about. But thank you very much.
Anybody want to quote what he said earlier?
What?
It's for the D.
That's, it is what he did.
Yes.
Okay. So is there any of the? I think this last shot. This last shot, you can't actually see the thing. Is that only that one shot that I have to worry about? Technically, it's visible here, but I think it's behind her head. Is this the shot I was working on? This is definitely not done. This can't be done, right? Yeah, that's yeah. I copied it over. I just wasn't done working on it. Yeah, it's there, but her head's in the way. So Rainbow Dash. She is cool.
Blue horses are weird. Blue is a weird color for a horse.
You making fun of Trixie?
Yeah.
Should I color code these slightly differently so that I know which ones are like done? Is it like, what if I go like extra green? Ooh. Oh, that's like painful
no, I
green.
don't like looking at that.
Yeah, I don't like either. I brought it up before, but have you ever heard of like how you are able to force your eye to see green that you are unable to see normally?
You have to stare at like red or something and then switch over to looking at green. Or...
Yeah, it's a specific color. It's not just red. I think it was something specific you have to look at, and then yeah, you have to switch over because it burns. There's a crossover on green with red, and so it means that when you see pure green in your eye, the other red part of your eye is also getting triggered a little bit, so it doesn't quite give that. But if you burn it out on I think it's red, then yes. So it's like, I think you have to stare at like a very bright red for a while and then switch it to green, and that green will look vibrant as hell. It's really neat. But it has to be like pure green. It has to be from a bright, good, clear source. Otherwise it's just kind of whatever. No, cheers. I have drank 2 of these today. I will by the end.
Is it because your throat's hurting, or you just been like happily drinking lots of water?
No, just been immensely dehydrated, and I still can't catch up.
Are you peeing like every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it still feels like I'm still clearing stuff out. Not every 10 minutes. I've done like 4 or 5 times today.
I do.
For 2 of these. I am not actually kidding. When I got to work, I filled it to the top. I drank the whole thing. And then when I was that was by noon, and then I picked up more with Kyle and I filled it to the top. And now
I don't really drink 3 in my work for thermoses on a busy day. I think I drank 2 today because we have a water cooler at work.
This is 32 ounces, I think. So it's like I went through a lot. Normally I just don't eat that much. And if you don't eat that much, you need to drink extra water.
No, that's a big thermos.
It is.
Munchie? Don't you like food?
No, I ate today.
Yeah.
But normally I don't eat that much. But if you get a lot of your water from food, so if you don't eat as much, you should drink extra water.
Pretty sure water from food is the only reason I survived in my early 20s, because I did not drink water. Just
I forgot the name tag.
Cans of Coke.
No, first shot.
No, it wasn't even Coke. It was Diet Pepsi. Because I'm just an awful person.
Okay, so I was working on. Wait. If I copied the light literally from this shot to this shot, why does it? Or was it? Oh, it was this one. I was working on doing it. Because yeah, this one and this one should be identical. But then this one, or not this one is close, but not quite. I still think like her eyes look a little dark here. Might need to add that. Do I have an highlight? I do not. I think I put one in this shot. I did not.
I promise that you will end the year at least 6 whole months drinking water. And Michael too.
At least 6 whole months drinking water, and Michael too.
Okay.
Water's good. It's just
water is water. It's like, oops.
You don't like the taste of water.
No, there's no taste in water. Water is tasteless. Water is the taste of the inside of your mouth.
No, water has a taste. It's just
a temperature.
No, water. There's minerals in the water, and you can taste that.
But in the water,
if all you drink normally is flavored anything, sodas, all that other stuff, you just don't catch that because your body's so used to being so hypersensitive to everything, or not hypersensitive, or the opposite, like dumbed down because everything's given. It just tastes like nothing.
Because you tasted flavor, and you can't.
But
taste.
I don't think water tastes bad. I like
it doesn't
water.
taste. It doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste.
Yeah, but it's also like refreshing.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can drink.
Red Bull.
If you want wings.
Yeah. You do. I don't even need to bring back Joe stuff. Yeah, autopsy will say you died from a water overdose. Can happen.
You can.
Drink a crap ton in a very short period of time. But
You can die of an overdose of literally anything. It's water included. You can die of a water overdose. I think it can happen in two ways. One of them is I think you have to take in such it's almost near impossible, and like you almost have to force it down. But if you take in enough water fast enough, your body will see it as a poison, and your body will have some problems. The other one though is if you actually literally drink too much water and don't do some certain other ingredients, you can dilute your blood too much to where the electrical signals that are supposed to go on normally within your body get dumbed down too much and can't actually process. I think that's more also like having too little salt.
yeah,
But it's too much water too.
it's basically yeah. If you essentially that's what happened to a family member of mine not long ago. It was the salt thing, but it basically messes with for the same reason.
Yeah, but I know that you have to have a lot of water too, because it's about like just flooding your system with liquid.
Your body is a mess of chemical reactions. And too much water is the catalyst for all those chemical reactions, but if there's too much, then the reactions can't happen because it's too diluted.
Your body's pretty good about only keeping the stuff that it needs,
Yeah,
but it's also
and you poop out the rest.
like they said before, like can you overdose on vitamins? And the consensus is normally no, because like if you take in 2,000% of a vitamin, your body just gets rid of the rest. So that's why when they have those like,
Well, it gets rid of it by having to go through your kidneys.
yeah, it will no,
And
it can
fuck up your kidneys.
it can tear up your kidneys, but I mean if you do it once, but that's where people would take those pills and they're like 2,000% of your vitamin C, and the consensus is no, you don't need 2,000%, maybe like 200%. Like you just want to give a nice kick to your system to make sure it gets there quickly.
Don't do that to your kidneys.
It's not going to help that much. Plus, the 100% for your diet, being that some people might be like 4 feet tall and other people 8 feet tall, is not a good metric. It's based on a average diet. So if you're larger than normal, you're going to need more than normal.
Michael, I found a father for the orphan ponies in your stream. No, they're fine. Those ponies were fine. Why do they do that to me, game? The nice dog model wasn't supposed to get used as enemies.
Oh, sunset.
Boom, boom.
You have the ponies you murdered. No, you did. You murdered them.
I had to save a man who wasn't worth saving. I found out immediately.
But you saved him.
I did, from the angry ponies who were trying to stop him. I'm a monster.
Did you kill all the ponies for trying to be
Trying
good?
to eat that man.
Yeah, but that man should have been eaten.
I should have just let him get eaten. You're right.
Hello, Lango. How's it going?
It's funny, you never know what you're gonna run into in that game, especially when you've modded the crap out of it. And it's fairly stable now, which I don't know why it's stable now and wasn't before, but I'm happy.
You said to give it time.
I did find out, like, as I kept starting the game, my cursor wasn't coming up. Like, I couldn't get my mouse cursor to show up in the game. It's like, what's going on? Turned out because I had the Xbox controller plugged into my computer, it was defaulting to the controller. And I couldn't figure, and I had, eventually I figured it out, but it took like 10 minutes.
Baby. I can't take him.
I mean, like stopping and starting the stream again to try to get my cursor to come back.
I remember at that time Michael killed all the ponies. Yeah, he's
No,
a big old murderer.
He's gonna play hardcore.
But now that I know Giz is here,
Yeah.
you're supposed to open something.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, it's right on the floor right there.
Oh, there's a thing down here. I didn't even see it.
You're supposed to open it up. Oh, God,
It's soft.
You're supposed to open it.
Well, it's soft. It's heavy. What is this? It got ponies on it.
Oh, I saw the green screen.
What is
thing.
this? This is huge. This better not be. What is this? This is so bedspread, isn't it? This is like sheets and pillowcases. Oh no! Oh, Kiss. This is Kiss's fault. Whose fault is this?
Oh my God! Look how like mushed their faces are.
They're pillowcases.
Look at Michael.
He's got turfies. And she got little muffins. Oh my goodness.
Look how like,
Giz.
Look how kind of mushed their faces are. They're like kind of like stretched
Oh,
weirdly.
they're fine.
You know, they're like.
They're fine.
Look how stretched. Look how long their faces.
They're just chibi. Giz, this is only acceptable if you also have
No.
one.
What about the rest of it?
I can't get that out.
No, this.
It's absolutely huge. You gotta. Okay, fine, but you gotta stand up.
Hold on,
And I'm gonna have to fold this. What is this?
What?
It's absolutely enormous.
Well, apparently, according to him, it's king size.
That is. What am I gonna do? There?
No, oh my God, it's so big.
Gotta keep going. Gotta go that way. Go that way.
No, I can't. The camera.
Walk. Where am I?
I need to move the camera. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You see, look how big this is. Look how big the ponies are, Michael.
We're gonna have to hang this on the wall in the living room.
It's so big.
Gotta hang this in the wall.
No, it's on your bed.
No. Oh, it's on the wall.
Bed ponies.
Where am I gonna put this?
On your bed.
I don't wanna get it dirty.
No. The point. This was probably AliExpress, man. You could get it so cheap.
But it's got horses.
You're so big. This one isn't as stretched.
It's got big old Scootaloo on it. They're like life size.
Good alternate green screen.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
No one do I know.
Just be the bag. Your new
You
green screen right
you
here.
can
So
wear
you
it like
don't
a
have to
cape.
fold it. Like gonna be in your fold.
They turned Derpy into a decorative toaster cover. Here, I'll do that for now. Michael, you gotta put it on your bed.
I'm folding it back up for now.
You're not gonna wear it? To be nice and warm?
What is this?
It's just laughing. It is beautiful. Michael, the ponies are on the inside. They can't breathe. That's what Giz said. It's a nice bedspread. I think the one problem with that is this is... No, it's Minnesota, and that is very thin. I think it's hollow. It's a sheet, but then you cover the ponies with... You can't cover the ponies.
Why would I cover the ponies? I have a thin bed sheet as it is.
How do you stay warm?
What do you mean? The cover goes on top of you. The sheets go under you. There's a whole bed under that sheet.
I know, but if there's sheet, then you can't see the ponies on the bed.
I'm gonna be rolling around on the ponies.
You want to have... Wait, if you get like... get a fitted one on the bottom, and then get that other one on the top, and then you could be mooshed between the ponies. You like be like a pony sandwich. That one is so stretched.
It's fine. I like it. If there was any chance of me having a girlfriend, putting on this on my bed would end it.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, you want to roll around in the pony bed?
Hey, you'd be like, you'd be like doing the fancy stuff, and then like, you'd be like, no, get off Pinkie Pie.
You know, if I did find a girl who would be happy to climb into the pony bed, that would be my soulmate. Oh.
Well, Michael, to disappear the evidence, decided to make skins for us. She'd steal Derpy from you. Yeah, I love how the bedspread is the thing there,
Yeah.
not the towers of ponies.
I feel like when your bedspread becomes pony, that might be the line for some people. I don't know.
So that's the line?
I don't know. I kind of want to hang it up on a wall, but I need a big wall.
No, bed.
Okay.
It's specifically king size.
Yeah. What size is your bed?
Queen.
Lame.
Because I didn't think I needed that big of a bed, no matter what the future entails.
I dreamed.
Yeah, you know what you could do?
Stop dreaming.
Figure out that future when you get there. Buying a...
I live on hope, man.
Because you know what people love?
What?
When you go and get in a relationship, it is now a shared thing.
Yeah.
Both you and that person have
Not day
things.
one.
No, not day one. But what you're saying is, I want to ensure that when I get in a relationship, everything that we have is mine and everything else is not.
It's that day one where she needs somewhere to sleep, and I don't want to have
Why
to
does she need somewhere to sleep?
What? Because that's what you do.
She doesn't have a bed?
Not at the here.
So it's like you should plan for you, and if somebody else comes in, then incorporate them in. Otherwise, all you're doing is buying a bunch of stuff to try to push on the other person's world. Because that's
I only do that with you.
yeah. No. Yeah, you do try to push the ponies on me. So it's supposed to be a comforter cover,
I'm
I
the
guess.
pony pusher.
If that's a comforter cover, you would have to fill it, but then there's no inside like sewed sections to keep the filling in place. I don't think.
I could use this as a blanket.
Yeah,
That's
you put a comforter
easier.
in it, but there's
Oh.
nothing to keep that comforter.
I have comforters.
Yeah, but I don't. There's nothing to keep that comforter from just like sliding around in there, though.
But the comfort.
Yeah, choose, I know.
It'll be fine. I believe in it. I do have a comforter that would fit in the side of that, you know. I can actually sleep under nothing but comforters.
I used to have a really nice comforter, but then after like, I think I had it for like 8 years, it just wore out. And so I bought a different one, but I bought it on Amazon and it looks about the same, but that thing is so cheap. I kind of want to just go to like Kohl's or someone's like box store and just buy one it's going to cost so much more. But a comforter to me should be comfy. Mm-hmm. And the one I have is not comfy.
Yeah.
It's the old one I had was a really nice fabric top to where if you like laid on top of it, you didn't feel.
Did you sleep
whatever.
on top of like a fuzzy cover thing?
No.
No, I thought you did.
No, I have a fuzzy cover for one of my body pillows, the one that's by the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But I only got that because I needed a cover that matched the brown of the bed, and I saw that and I'm like, ooh, and it's really soft.
I sleep on top of Egyptian cotton at a high thread count.
That doesn't sound very friendshipy.
Red sheets. You think
Yeah.
it's sexy, but it's mostly just because I get nosebleeds.
No, he got it so that he can murder people in his bed and not
Yeah.
have to worry. See, in this shot, I feel like Trixie's not bright enough. Like it's a bit too dark. But then in this shot, it's the same lighting, but it feels fine.
I need to say thank you to Giz before he runs off because I don't think I said thank you. Thank you, Giz.
Because it's always kind of hovering in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys are doing all right, by the way. I hope you guys can finish it. If not, there's always another day. I don't think I'm going to, which is...
Finish this?
Yeah. I want to.
There's nothing left to do.
It's all the lighting.
There's nothing left to do.
It's all the lighting. And that's important. I don't want to make a... I don't want to have It just looked like, because normally when you just start SFM, you tend to use just basic map lighting, and I don't like that. No, there's no deadline. I used to do heavy deadlines for stuff, and like there's a con coming up. Okay, so I need to make sure I have this done for the convention, and that was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I just said no, I was done with it. It just meant that I always came down to crunch. It always was rough. It just, crunch sucks. Even Jay Holler that does the anthology bit, they used to just be where, okay, we need our content done by this time next year. And it'd always be that everything came in last minute and they're rushing to do it last minute. This time they're actually scheduling.
Oh, they still made a schedule and a deadline. They just made it longer.
Well, no, they just made one deadline before.
Yeah.
Now there's like monthly deadlines.
Yeah.
So now it's saying, okay, we want to have this much content by this point. And if they don't hit their goal, then they're like, what can we do to try to ensure that we catch up by next one? But I think so far they're over goal, which is not surprising. They usually the memes they make. So, and he's realized that rush sucks too. So he's trying to space it out so that it just is not as bad. It's just crunch sucks and having deadlines sucks. But if you can just kind of take your time with it, it's much more enjoyable. And then you're not like cutting corners to ensure that you get just it done.
And you can add in the smooching scene. It takes place after put your mom on the cart.
I don't know if I'm gonna like that.
There's time for it now.
So this definitely makes it feel a bit better on the lighting.
Oh, sunset. Speaking of content, it does appear that Hasbro is finally cracking down on all those tell your tale leaks that have been flooding the internet. They're trying to stop it.
Why would they care?
Because they still have to protect the IP. Because if they don't look like they're protecting the IP, then they can lose it.
They only have to protect the IP if it goes like into some crazy insane territory, and leaks aren't really anything like that. If they're protecting it, then that means that they have plans and those are going against it. Yeah. And so they're trying to keep the information from getting out.
It is crazy. I think 9 episode animatics have leaked at this point. I haven't posted them all on our
yeah, that type of stuff. Well, it's also because it's just their property too. Yeah. So
but they abandoned it.
But let's say that they wanted to go back to it. Well, now the animatics are out, so all the content's already out. So now they're ruining their chances for actually using it. That is defendable. From actively going out and doing it. The losing your copyright, that's not that at all. It only came by a sale and donate bits. Well, thank you very much. I must study. So see you, Argo, Michael. Please protect the ponies. Don't make them sleepy.
Yes, they are just sleepy though. They're fine. They're just tired. I'm gonna go get tacos.
I think even from this angle, like I don't need to add light here. It's too much here. I feel like this shot, the lighting's fine, and then when it goes here, hey, Trixie's eye is just too bright. That's the only, and I knew that's going to always be the problem. Trixie is difficult to light because the yellow gets canceled out so much that it always feels dimmer compared to like Applejack, which is going to like radiate orange. So her eye, I need to make her lights brighter, but in doing so, it makes her eyes brighter. And there's really no easy way to stop that. There's the eye light here, but that's not really, that's just evening this out. It doesn't really help that side. This one, can I just dim it a little bit? Like maybe just do like that. So nothing extreme. Yeah, now it's not glowing. It's still glowing, but not as bad. And I can just decrease the glow, but it's not, I don't like that. So we'll take that and copy that. We'll put it here.
I wonder that pony story in the back there.
Oh, it really dims it. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm catching up here. I love that Argo. You just put quality in this, no rush. Yeah, I've had rushes
No,
before.
more ponies, faster.
But the problem is, when I got down to the rush, it meant I still wanted to maintain the quality, so I ended up having to make sacrifices on things like literally every evening getting stuff done. Or like one of the big ones was Remembrance. I was getting down to the wire, and it was like 2 weeks before BronyCon. And I was realizing that by the time I finished the video, there was no way I was going to be able to render it out in 4K. And this is 2015, so 4K was still newer, kind of then. But there's no way I was going to get it done in 4K. So I rendered the entire video in 1080, edited it, combined it, did all the post editing, and it actually did have some fancier post edits in it, just for BronyCon. And then when I got back from BronyCon, I had to finish some of the tweaks that I needed to make with the lighting and some other stuff, and then re-render the whole thing in 4K and redo all the edits again because the deadline forced me to. That's why I don't want to do stuff like that again. It ends up being that I do dozens of hours of extra work sometimes for literally a one-time thing. And BronyCon is a little different because you're like, I think that panel had like 400 or 500 people at it, but it's not like where if I go to a different convention, there's like 12 people in the room. I'm not gonna put this much effort in.
Since I'm confused by your question, because I was pretty sure My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the basis for religion. I myself have been to Brony Church many times.
For this shot, then I can probably boost. Did I put this on it? No, I haven't yet.
Though I will say, and I've mentioned this before, the closest thing that felt like actual Brony Church to me was when Jay played Lullaby for a Princess at his nostalgia panel, and everybody just started quietly singing the song.
You guys have been heard so long, it's like history. It is. I mean, we started doing this stuff, at least for me, it was 12 years ago. That's a long time. Like, that's like if you had a kid when I started, they'd be almost a teenager. Like, ugh. So yeah, it's been a long time. We've seen a lot. But I feel like the first 2013 through 2016 feel like as much happened in those 3 years as have happened from 2016 till now. Like, those first 3 years were just, there was just so much going on, so much content. All the conventions were crazy. Everything was just exploding, which was fun. But then it feels like since 2016, and especially since 2019, it's just been on like a little bit of a decline. And not in a bad way. Sometimes it's just everything kind of refining, but it also feels like when you're going to those conventions and everything was kind of big, I can understand people that left, because like people coming in now and you see what's now and you think there's a lot and it's good. But it feels like compared to then, it's like everybody's thirsty and not getting water that was there since the day one.
It does. It's very depressing, the state of the franchise currently is. Like it's upsetting.
When you look at it from the perspective that we have.
Yeah.
If you were the old guard.
Well, anybody who's a fan of the franchise would be depressed by the state of it right now. It's basically in limbo.
I was there in 2012 around the second season. It was a wonderful time. Yeah. But the internet also grew. Yeah, the internet, oh my God, just the world itself. Internet itself is different. So different from when Pony started.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started in 2010 and never stopped watching. I knew almost all there is to possibly know. Yeah, it was just when I started, I was going to, I think, 3 or 4 conventions a year at a point, and I still, now it's more like 2 at the most 3, but they tend to be the same ones over and over again. Before, there was like so many different conventions you could go to, and there's so many options, but most of those are gone now.
I was highly motivated to the point that I was willing to jump on a bus on a 2-day trip, sleeping at bus stations in a chair just to get to a pony convention. And I don't know that I could do that now. I think that time and that motivation is behind me. But, I mean, I don't regret it for a second. It was great.
I know what that is. That is...
No, I very much want to know what they're going to do next with the franchise.
What's the light backlight there?
But I'd wish they do it soon because there is a fandom waiting. I can't think of any other show that was as much lightning as in a bottle as My Little Pony was. That it just got abandoned as hard as My Little Pony has been.
It had 9 seasons, following up with other seasons, compared to some fandoms like Firefly that's had 1 season.
Does that have a fandom? How
Yes.
many conventions, Firefly conventions.
They don't have the conventions, but it's a pretty big fandom. You're looking at it again from a perspective of you were at the top of the mountain and then you were there for the drop, but it doesn't mean that was like the fandom's crashed or anything and is gone.
Well, I'm comparing it to like Star Trek or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or other big flash in a pan things.
And like I was saying, you're gonna go to Galacon and putting on Holland. Galacon's awesome. Yes, yeah, very much agree.
Once.
Yeah, great staff, great convention. I saw the pictures from last year and it looked like another great time. So hopefully this year goes just as good. Never been to the Putting on Holland. I think we were. No, yeah, but that one, not. That one sounds, I think, a bit smaller. Bazam. Yeah.
Yes, she's cute.
Because she's a mare because Bazam.
Yes. I've been to 2 European conventions, and they were both fun. What I remember best about Brony Scott the year I go was the day before the convention. I was with my friend Declan, and we went into a bar and just saw people at the bar with pony crap. And I encouraged him to just go over there and sit down and chat. And that was well outside of his like, but you don't just do that. You just like walk up to random people and start talking to them. Like, welcome to a pony convention. And like we already have something in common. We're all here with the same love and joy
it's not,
for the franchise.
I wouldn't say that's anything unique to Pony though.
That's unique to convention.
It's nerd conventions.
Yes.
Any convention that is about a specific thing.
Yeah.
It tends to not just attract people that are interested in that one thing, but anything adjacent. And Pony, I think, attracted certain types of nerds. So then the nerds came with gaming with love and techno love. So you got a lot of that type of thing. Star Trek is going to be similar, and all those. So it's just any fandom like that. Yeah, it's great because you can go anywhere and talk to anybody. And like with a horse convention, you can just walk up to anybody and say, "Who's your favorite pony?" And I can guarantee you'll be talking with them for 15 minutes. So
and then it'll end in a
good.
fight. I do remember that at that convention. It was a smaller convention, only maybe a few hundred people. And during the opening ceremonies, they pointed me out. They're like, "Somebody came here all the way from America," and everyone was like, "Wow." Like,
yeah, we had a lot of people when we were at even Galacon. Like that Galacon already has a lot of people from a lot of different countries.
Yeah.
But
vendors I recognize from the U.S. conventions. That's what blew me away.
Yeah, I remember talking to like one of them, and they're like,
"The train
what
guy?"
No, I didn't really talk to him.
He was there.
No, there's somebody else. Was it Assassin Monkey? I think.
Assassin Monkey might have been there. Yeah.
I think Assassin Monkey was there. I think it was somebody like that, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like,
"You're not supposed to be
doing here."
You go back to America.
Go home.
Now. No, like the guy who I'm upset I forget his name because the very first convention that I talked, not BrodyCon, but the one after that where I actually hung out with you, I roomed with the train guy because it was cheap and they were just like, "Who wants to sleep on our floor and pay some of our bills?"
Or help pay some of our bills.
Yeah, help, yeah. And I was like, me, because I didn't have a lot of money. I was broke, hence the bus. But yeah, that's the first few conventions I just roomed with random vendors normally. He was one of them. Oh, I doubt he remembers. I remember. He might remember. I don't know.
I really want to light Applejack's face a bit more on this side. But as soon as she turns, this angle gets so much brighter that it's a little rough, and I can't just turn the light differences on because it's going to show the difference in light on her butt. So, USA. Nah.
The effect of traveling to Europe.
Oh, Germany was awesome. I love Germany.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful country. Everywhere. We went to between Waiblingen, where the convention was. That was a little bit more off the beaten path. Taking the train through the countryside all the way up and through Berlin. Everything was just beautiful. It was very nice country. Very much enjoyed our trip. It was way too short, but still,
we did a lot with the
we
time
did a
had.
lot with the time we had. What?
Yeah.
We flew out Friday evening. No, we flew out Thursday evening, and then we arrived like Friday morning.
I remember getting off the plane and being awake for 23 hours straight.
Yeah, it was rough. But yeah, we were. So it was like, yeah, we left Thursday night. So we basically arrived Friday morning. We didn't get into like Waiblingen until probably midday. Yeah, it was like around noon on Friday or something. But then I think we left to go home on Thursday, the following Thursday. So the convention was over Sunday. We took the train on Monday to Berlin, and then spent Tuesday and Wednesday in Berlin.
It just happened to be a giant freaking across the sky rainbow. When we got off in Berlin.
Berlin, Lacrina. Yeah, Berlin had that. It literally got out of the train station, and it was a low sun after a rain. Giant rainbow in Berlin. It was
one of the clearest I've
where
ever
was
seen.
our? I have the pictures. For those that hadn't seen it,
Yeah,
I have our entire trip on video. Like literally everywhere we went, everything we did. So,
like, well, that's a heck of a welcome.
Oh, I still have the Gallicon on this part of the drive. Okay, I have to change that.
That's the quicker drive.
No, I can access it direct through Plex, but I can go through the Plex folder too. Where everything gets purple, yeah.
Here it is.
So yeah, when we got out of the train station, the sun was low.
Yeah, you just
But yeah, there was this big old rainbow over there.
oof, who's that weird, ugly looking dude? Yeah,
So, yeah.
just walk out into Berlin and see that in the sky.
It's like, welcome. Welcome. But yeah, and so we got some I got some pictures and stuff too. It was really pretty. And literally we had to walk towards it. Our hotel was down that road and around the corner. So yeah, we literally spent the whole time kind of just like walking towards it. Really pretty day. Rainbow Dash in Berlin confirmed. Yeah, I think somebody else also that day had came back from the convention. We saw a post about it.
We saw posts about the rainbow. I think they were probably on our train.
Holland in recent years, yeah, after the end of the show in 2020. Okay. Yeah, it was very, very gorgeous.
And it didn't feel like a tourist taking pictures of the rainbow because a lot of people were taking pictures of the rainbow.
Karina's saying, I got 256 gigs of storage room. My father on SD cards, flash drives today. I was at the thrift store and there was a big box. Big box. It was like this big. Can't see my other hand. It was like this big. And it was like hard drive. Increase your storage.
No.
And it was for a 4.6 gigabyte hard drive. I'm like, ooh, that boy, that's old. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, our first hard drive on my parents' computer was 400 megabyte.
Yeah. It's rough. I think.
No, back then it was a lot.
I remember my 3.1 Windows had about 500 megabyte.
That had the operating system on it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was an old Apple. I remember playing Command & Conquer on that one. Command & Conquer and the original Command & Conquer and original Warcraft. But it took up like a third of the drive or something.
I bet you can guess what I played on my old Windows 3.1. That's the S.
A Sierra.
Yeah. All the Sierra games.
But yeah, it was just funny seeing a 4.6 gig hard drive, and they were trying to sell it.
That's something you give away just because you can't. Nobody takes.
I think how much is it per terabyte nowadays? It's like $10 to $15 per terabyte, and you're looking at 1/250th of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that thing would
trash.
probably just gone. It's probably not even gonna work anymore.
It's probably pretty old, yeah.
little bit more
horse.
filler over there.
I just reminded myself of the giant ponies that I have to do something with. I gotta shove the big
Lewd?
blanket on the big ponies.
Michael, that could be a big bag for your plushes. your comforter can be plushes.
Yeah, I just fill it with plushies and then
Yeah.
sleep under them.
Yeah, I can donate a few.
Oh.
No, but you just said it was a good idea, and now you're like, no.
Yeah, well, I don't. People want to give me like their plushes and stuff. Like, here you go, here's a plush. I don't want people's plushies because I want them to continue loving their plushies. Quick, hide the ponies. Oh no, big derp. Oh,
This shot, I'm missing fog. Where's the fog?
that's too much fog. Now it's not enough fog.
No, like this one and this one seem a little lighter in the back. No, they're the same. Where's my background fog? I feel like it's not enough. Because the idea is that the fog is going to light up the ground a little bit, and I'm not getting that. The fog is there.
Do you remember my first
Oh, wrong
computer
shot.
having 8 megabytes of RAM?
My first computer didn't have RAM.
You did. You just had to solder it on.
Oh no, it didn't have a hard drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it had RAM, it didn't have a hard drive, and yeah, he doubled it by soldering it extra. I think he had to carve out the side of the panel to fit it though. But without the hard drive, they had these like, it had the 5 1/4 floppies.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like that big, like corner to corner, that were like literally floppy, which
Yeah.
then when they were
The big,
hard
big
didn't make
ones.
sense that they were called floppies still, but and that was for some programs, but then we had games on these cartridges that looked like they looked like the memory cards from drinking them loose glasses. The memory cards for an N64 controller,
Yeah.
kind of like that, and there was 2 ports on the front. They were like serial ports, and you would shove it in, and that would be for playing that application because there's no hard drive, so we just played it right off of it.
Right. The coolest innovation I think of early computers was actually using cassette tapes for data storage. Because there were some computers that could just use cassette tapes for data storage.
Tape storage is still used
Yeah.
a lot,
But I'm talking like cassettes.
like literal cassettes.
Literal
That's
cassettes
weird.
you get at the store. They
No,
use them for data storage.
There's some like insane things where you can get, it's like this big, it's like
Mm-hmm.
not that big, and it can do 160 gig or 160 terabytes on
Wow.
tape. So it's not random access because you can only access front to back, but it's for like system backups. You just do a full image of the system, and then if you ever need to re-image off of one of those backups, that's all you
I
need.
have
You
to
don't need
imagine
random
that
access.
After a decade, this would start to degrade. Though.
No, that technology is still advanced. It's kind of crazy. They have this one machine. It kind of looks like like the old record players that had like when you change a record, it had like an arm come up and grab the record and kind of do something.
Yeah.
It has that for tape storage, where it will go if you needed to load a backup, it would go grab the tape and move it in. It was because you can't have. It's a little harder with tape because you don't need them all hooked up at all times. So
Yeah.
instead, it was just a giant storage thing with a connection to it. Really neat. Really, really neat. Wow, since you could save like 10 images on that. Yeah, it was like back then though, like a 400 megabyte computer could hold the operating system, all the applications you were doing. The pictures were poor. I mean, you weren't doing much with them. They were like 256 by 256 and probably in 256 color. But you can definitely run an operating system on something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
all the load runner and all the incredible machines you could possibly want to play. You remember Incredible Machines?
No, I never played it. I didn't do much for PC gaming.
Really?
Other than Warcraft and Warcraft Command and Conquer and maybe Diablo at some point, but that was later.
Diablo's.
We never really did that. I was more of a console person. But my parents, we had a Nintendo, an Atari and a Nintendo, and then that was about it. Oh, and a Genesis. We did have a Genesis. But my neighbor had the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation and all that. Until I got my own job, I couldn't afford my own systems.
The first system I bought for myself, that wasn't a gift, was the PS2.
PlayStation was mine. Very first
Yeah.
thing. It was towards the end of its life. And I think I remember I bought Breath of Fire 3, and I was playing that first. Like, and that was a really good game. I really enjoyed that.
No, we got consoles after they showed up at the yard sale somewhere.
I think that one's. Oh yeah, I was gonna do the Fog. That was what I was doing.
Like, so 5 years after they had come out.
Because that Fog is there. Because without it, they're like, looks like daytime. If anything, the Fog is actually removing that brightness.
I think my first PC might have been a compact as well. I almost forgot that was a thing. I think they got bought up by Hewlett Packard. Or as some people know them, HP, which I think is still a thing. HP is still a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
HP still exists. I don't know, like, how successful they are nowadays compared to where they used to be, but
I think a lot of people, or younger people, who are buying new computers know how to build computers. I think that's just becoming one of those skill sets that has become fairly common at this point. So Dell and HP and stuff like might be able to sell office computers, but gaming PCs, that's gonna be more people just building on them.
Sorry. I do not want to.
HP sells a lot of printers. I guess people are building their own printers.
HP's okay, yeah. So HP still does printers, but they're switching to some really predatory models.
Yeah.
Like if you do not use if you do not buy HP authentic ink cartridges, they will not let you use certain features on your printer.
That's nothing new. They've done crap like that for years.
You have to subscribe and can only print so many papers per month.
That's new.
Yeah, it's because they're trying to get away from the third-party sellers so you can't buy third-party ink, because the idea is that you buy a cheap printer and they make the money back by selling you ink. It's kind of the same reason a theater's tickets are subsidized by the food.
Yeah.
But then everybody bought third-party ink because they don't need to have it subsidized, so they can sell ink for cheaper. And so they started doing subscription services with a like barcode or not NFT, the near field stuff on it, and to where if you didn't put an authentic cartridge in there, it could verify that with a handshake, and it wouldn't use the cartridge at all. And then, but then the subscription plans were that you'd get a certain amount of ink, like total, but then it would limit how much you could print. So like for $10 a month, you could get 30 pages a month or something.
No,
it was stupid. Like subscription plan for that.
Buy that printer.
No, that's why as soon as I started seeing that was where things were going, I bought that Brother printer. Yeah. Because it's a laser printer. You can buy it goes forever. It's only black and white, but it will print.
And you can get refillable ink cartridges. It's not like you'll never be able to get the cartridge.
Yeah, but ink cartridges, just the parts that are moving in it, there's just more that could go wrong and they gooped up and whatever. The laser ones can go literally forever.
Yeah.
And you can get the color laser, but I didn't want to pay that much. And I found this one at a thrift store. It was $15 for the printer.
This is ridiculous. This is when I heard they were selling cars where you had to like pay a subscription fee to use the heated seats. It's dumb.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing with the printers. Is they're saying if you don't use our cartridges, we're just going to take features. We're going to literally disable the printer from doing certain things and stuff. So that's what HP's been doing, and there's other printers that are doing it too. But that's why I just said screw it. I wanted to get a very specific printer, and I happened to, literally luckiest find ever, went to a Salvation Army thrift store, and I found the exact printer I was looking to get at a thrift store. I bought it. I had to replace the roller and the laser ink cartridge, which cost me probably twice as much as it took to buy the printer. But even then, I spent like 40 something bucks on the printer, and it worked perfectly fine, brand new. And that printer I think normally costs like 180. So like,
it does feel like we're entering the stage where technology is just getting worse because there's people who need to make more money.
It's not just about more money. They want recurring revenue.
Yeah.
They want money that's always going to be coming in repeatedly, that they can give to their shareholders, that they have this many subscribers. Same thing in Netflix can say, like, this is how many subscribers we have gained, and that's the numbers they're trying to play. Everything is turning into a subscription because they don't want you to own anything, because then you can buy it off a third-party market or get it from a thrift store. They have no control. They want you to rent it. Then they can have the premium product. They can make it great, but then you just never own anything, and I don't like that. I don't like not owning something. Somebody can just come over at any point and be like, that's not yours anymore. Actually, it never was. And it's ours now. Or if you need to print something and they're like, oh, our network is down, so you can't print. What? Why can't I just plug it in and print? Oh no, because we need to verify everything you do. I'm sorry, big brother. I do not like this.
Yeah. I was actually surprised when playing Army Corps recently. It said, you've been disconnected from the online thing because my internet just hiccuped. And I thought for sure it was going to kick me out of the game entirely, and that was like, no, you just can't do
the single
online.
player.
You can still play single player, you just can't play online. And I was like, really? I haven't seen that in a bit.
No, that's good.
So, I know that's good. I was like, oh, I just didn't expect it. That's how messed up things have gotten.
What is this? Oh, fog.
No, if I was to buy a car and they'd be like, if you pay this subscription fee, you can unlock the freaking heated seats, I'd be like, I don't want this car, or I want to hack to break that immediately.
I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, if the car doesn't have physical buttons, I don't want it. Like physical if everything's buttons? Just touch displays.
Oh,
because there's so many times
touch displays last so much longer. Touch
displays?
Yeah,
but it's more. It's not that. It's if I'm driving. Yeah. They already say don't play on your phone, but then they put one in your dash. So if you need to do anything, like on my radio, I used to just be able to reach over and do the thing, because you know the buttons, they put little notches on things, and you know that the dial on the left does one thing, the dial on the right does one thing, and the buttons, there's 6 of them, and the first one is notched. Like, so I didn't have to look over there. But now with all these menus, it's like, oh, I need to change to the next song. Boop, 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 boop. And it's like, how is that legal?
Or you can just put on the music and be happy with whatever's playing.
I know, but, or anything. Like, what if you need to, like, change the heat in your car?
Then I don't think I've seen a lot of touch panel heaters.
Well, you said they're cheaper, so they're going to go there eventually.
I'm not saying cheaper.
I've seen it on cars before, though.
They last longer. Push buttons break.
I've had, thing is, if a touch screen just breaks, that's more expensive.
Well, they don't wear out from use.
But if if there's a short in your car suddenly, and like if there's a software error and you lose access to the screen, you lose access to everything.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I don't get it. It's stupid. I understand why it's doing it that way, because it's easier to mass produce like the same screen and just change the software. And then if something does have a problem with the car, you can just update it and stuff. But I hate it. I want physical buttons. I want to be able to just hit the thing and it does the thing.
Yeah, but those buttons will, it's with physical buttons, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they will break.
I've had my car for 20 years. Or no, not 20 years. I've had it it's a 2009, so it's going on 15 years.
Yeah.
The buttons have all worked.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
But
good
most
buttons.
Cars, in the new cars, you expect a LCD panel to just keep going for 15 years in an environment like this?
Well, it won't wear out just because you touch it.
Just don't touch it?
No, you can touch the panel. It won't wear out.
Two touch screens aren't good. Only for maps is useful. But like I replaced my infotainment with a touch screen one, mainly because I wanted to have better functionality for getting audio off my phone or whatever. But all of my heating and everything is still on touch buttons. My cruise control is still touch buttons because again it's a 2009 car. But if I want to do maps, it's smart enough to make it pretty easy on some parts, but I usually just figure it out on my phone anyway. But
I do have a pony on my touchscreen. It's true.
You can paint it.
You can paint my touchscreen?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be not helpful.
Not paint the touchscreen. Paint if you have physical buttons, you can just paint the horses on it.
They'll get worn off because I touched them.
That's not my problem. Sounds like a you problem.
It is. Speaking of touching horses, what you up to in this video?
I'm trying to I'm trying to brighten up the background a little bit because it's looking a little dark back here, but I think I know a way to solve it. I just don't like it.
This whole video is kind of dark.
Well, I know what you're doing.
Being mean to the ponies. Yeah, I agree. It needs to make a animation that's just ponies booping each other. And it gets super aggressive. It's like it gets out of control where they're just trying to boop one another. There's ponies flying across the room, reaching their hooves out, trying to get boops.
What?
Yeah, we could do this. It'd
Reaching
be like,
their...
yeah.
No.
It could be like a video game style battle, but they're just trying to boop one of each other's noses. And they get booped and then they go, no.
It looks like a Call of Duty match, but instead of guns.
This is hooves and boopers.
I'm gonna see if this works.
Superior. Every once in a while, chat, I like to go online and check to see if there's any news about My Little Pony. Because if there's news, then maybe there's hope for a future. Let's check it out. Let's see. That's not Equestria Daily. Equestria Daily does not count. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
App icon was replaced with snoots. Imagine you do that in the phone. Replace all your app icons with snoots. So every time you go to open an app, you're like, boop.
That is a good idea, though. It would make it a little difficult to like.
Cheers, Philip.
See, this is the world that we used to live in. 2017, USA Today had like a segment that they did officially, where they were just ponies, and it's like, that was a happier time.
For who?
For the world.
I say it sounds like for pretty much you specifically. Give me more horse. So I'm looking at about.
So the last big pony news was back in November. And that's just My Little Pony being introduced to the International Hall of Toy Fame.
Oh, look, they got an award.
He did. And then it all came apart. I'm kind of hoping some people take some of those pony animatics and all the leaked assets, because I think that's what kind of set Hasbro off the most, was the assets from Tell Your Tale got leaked.
That's
like
normally what they'd be angry about, yes.
Yeah. But I'm kind of hoping somebody takes them and just finishes some of the episodes based off the animatics. It'd be kind of neat. Go do crimes.
Yeah, but they could... if there's going to be anything that they would want to really put cease and desist on, that is one thing.
Yeah.
So you're asking people to put a ton of work into something that will immediately be taken down. Yeah, but then they just take it down.
Not if you put it on Daily Motion. They don't care.
No, they can still have it taken down there.
Really?
They can find a way. But, so put all the work into it, and then put it in a place where you're going to get fewer viewership, no ability to monetize it, and just be locked out of your fan base.
You can put it on Pornhub if you think it'll do better there.
No, but you're still telling somebody to put hundreds of hours into something so that you solely...
Yes, just me. No one else is allowed to watch it.
You don't need to tell anybody that it's there. Just let me know.
Yeah.
I will give you so many hugs.
Yes.
And so many oats.
I'll give you some oats. You can talk on my hugs.
Okay. I think this is fine. I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to check what happens if I... lift the fog back here. Because then it still makes it look like it's a little bit of a dark fog through here, but then the why am I not seeing the light anymore? Oh no, it's there. I feel like that fog being back down is almost better. Yeah, that's if it was like there. So
Yeah, I know that's one animator who's just like got the tell your tale assets, and he's just been running rampant with them. He put out a video not too long ago that was quite fun. Using them. But yes, Argo's right. You can get your videos demonetized doing that.
no, not just to monetize. They can just have it taken down.
Yeah.
So it's when I go to make something, one of the first thoughts I have to do is this just is this video have a chance of just never existing? You put all the time and effort into it, and then you put it online, and then you're just not allowed to. Well, then what do you do with it? You literally put all your time in there to grow something, and then you're not allowed to use it for that purpose. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, you can go and put it on some other place. You can put it on Twitter where the view count is based on how many people just scroll past it, not actually look at it. So you can be like, I had a tiny fraction of people watch this thing, yet I put more time into it than people watched it by watch time. It's just not worth it. Like, why would you put that effort into it?
And that's why I feel for the people who actually worked on the animatics and all the voice stuff for this show proper, because they just want people to see what they made, and that's why they're leaking. It's not there's no money in it for them. They just want people to see what they did. They're leaking everything, but it's starting to piss off Hasbro. Like, look at this thing I made. Please. You're trying to hide it from the world, and I worked so hard. Like, the only thing not done in this animatics is the script. It's all the voices are done, the music, a lot of it's done. The story is written. Ghost fact. Go fact.
Yeah, big dirt.
And a big dirt. This is gonna look
The combo.
Ghost fact, big dirt. Your ghost fact. What are some facts? Hard, undisputable facts about ghosts?
Undisputable. You've made your own facts disputable.
No. It all works out. If you question me about which ones you're confused by, I will gladly sort them out.
By making new facts.
Here's a ghost fact. One of the reasons people pretend to be ghosts by wearing a sheet over their head is, and this is in relation to the previous ghost fact from not long ago, the sheets are in fact made out of ghosts. That's why they're so soft and smooth, because ghosts are soft and smooth. And it's high thread count, those ghosts.
High thread count ghosts?
Yeah. Ghosts have a high thread count. And that's why they make the perfect ghost costumes. And now you know.
Helps a little bit. Did I put the... I did put the fog light back there. Okay.
So you're just wearing a ghost. You pretend to be a ghost. Kind of messed up if you think about it.
So I added a light. It's kind of minor, but just right here because I felt like it was just too dark for what it was. Because from this angle it just looks like a ledge, but from this angle you see, the shadow's hitting it from here, but you can't see that here. So I feel like it just doesn't make any sense. And do you have any shots where... I do not. Okay, so I don't have any shots where I go from a visible section here immediately to a visual shot of having that dark section. So if I wanted to,
yes, that's completely
lighten that up
dependent
a bit
on
more.
how they die. Like if they die from dehydration, Egyptian cotton all day. But if they died like drowning, well, that's definitely gonna be more of like a high polyester. Who wants to sleep on polyester? Point is, if you want to make good bed sheets, don't drown.
Don't drown?
Don't drown. You'll end up a polyester bed sheet. Or material, anyway.
So I really liked my previous like comforter and all that, but the bed set that I got was definitely more of like a cotton sheet.
I like cotton.
Like
It's a high thread count.
no,
Low
it
thread
was
count.
very no. This was like it was more of a throw blanket type like consistency, and had it for so long. And when I replaced some of the bedding stuff,
Maybe
the one
that's
thing I
probably
did was
thinking
I
of.
got a higher thread count sheet count, and it's so much nicer.
Yes.
It's just not as staticky. Like the problem with the other one was it just was static. Everything was static. It was like a lightning storm every time I moved my legs.
I want silk bed sheets. Like, that sounds nice to me. I just have a really high Egyptian cotton thread count sheets. But it's hard to find good sheets at a cheap price.
I'm
for
happy.
a king size bed.
I'm happy with the ones I got, and they had king size ones, and they were just like 20, 30 bucks on Amazon.
I did buy in a completely new set of like bed stuff, including sheets and pillowcases and a comforter, and I've never used them. They're like tucked away somewhere. I bought them for company if said company were going to use my bed. If that scenario ever came up,
You just
that's why
replace
I
it
have
all,
I just replace everything on the bed.
even the horses.
Well, they're not even. Well, the body pillow horses.
I said what I said.
Yes, all the horses would come off the bed if somebody else was asleep in them. But only until they're gone, and then they'd go right back.
Yeah, I thought I grabbed the rest of the ones there.
So I'm not gonna cry myself to sleep in a not horse bed. I mean, come on, that would be silly.
Oh, Vandelboro. She's in the water. IDW is losing the MLP IP. Gonna go to Skybound Comics. I've heard of Skybound.
Who's losing it?
Oh, they have G.I. Joe and Transformers. IDW.
Oh, that's sad. They've been with it since the beginning. Since, like, DWK or whatever, beginning.
It's a cherry mead.
That's upsetting because, man, they were like the people who really still cared, was the IDW people. That's even who they brought
Yeah,
in
but
to
they were
help.
probably expensive. They found cheaper. Bundle deals, man.
My goodness. I think Hasbro's learning all the wrong lessons.
They're trying to figure out how to get things cheaper, and so they're just consolidating and getting all their money
They
figured
do
out.
realize that's why it's tanking, right? Because they did everything as cheap as could be. Like they were at the top of the world, and then they cut corners.
Maybe that was the case, but now they got to figure out how to make it so that they can stay afloat. So they're cutting even more.
Sell more Power Ranger toys or something. I don't know. She did last time. Keep the lights on. Oh my goodness, why don't they fire that man? I hate him so much.
Look at her, Michael.
I'm just like, oh, she's just all cute.
She's like, insert muffin.
Oh, he wants peanut butter crackers. That's Trixie's thing.
Because you said it like once.
Yeah, she's trying to get peanut butter crackers for the venue. No, she said it twice. Once in Equestria Girls and once like in a dream where she's like, yes, Princess Celestia, I will perform for peanut butter crackers.
What about the taco thing?
That was
Sonata. And didn't she just say that one time?
She was excited it was Taco Tuesday.
Like
and
once.
It became like half her personality.
That became all of her personality.
Well, Derpy said muffins once, and it became like more than half of her personality.
But at least they put more content in to reinforce that. They even called her muffins in the show.
Later, yeah.
Sonata has said nothing. The tacos once.
Like, all it was Derpy going, muffins. And it was the only time she spoke until the incident in the last roundup where she got in trouble.
The incident.
Talking. The incident. And that became like half her personality. It was just that. And I did find out later that a lot of the original show writers were reading a lot of fan fiction early on for My Little Pony. They were like really into reading My Little Pony fan fiction.
They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to, but they were absolutely were.
Because they definitely will have their content inspired by, and that becomes a big problem.
And Derpy was a big part of that. That's why they wanted to give her the fandom name and stuff, is because of fan fictions they were reading. Like the whole thing of her being a male mare, that's from a fan fiction initially.
Sorry?
Like her being doing a delivery in that one episode. Yeah, that was 100% inspired from a fan fiction they were reading. They'll admit to this kind of stuff now because it's like years later, and their NDAs are gone. But yeah, they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, because that's people have asked some of the writers before of like if they've read certain big fanfics in the fandom, and they've said specifically they're not allowed to, but
Doesn't mean
they very much shouldn't.
Yes, they absolutely did.
Yeah, they shouldn't, and it's for good reason. So,
because if you invented a character and suddenly somebody was writing fan fictions about your character, of course you're gonna read some of them.
Yeah, but it's just they don't want to have.
Get out.
Yeah, they don't want to have it where somebody says, "Hey, wait, that's something I did," and they're like, "Oh yeah, I read your story and I liked it." Nope, they're screwed. As soon as they say those words, they're screwed. So they just say, "Don't do it." But that doesn't mean that they can't and they don't. But
they just can't announce it, or even let on that they did. But the whole Derpy male mare thing is 100% from fan fiction. Which is kind of funny. I've been with her for so long. I keep with Equestria to the end of time. I just can't find the door.
I like to streams from time to time. I don't really do much MLP content anymore, but I still love watching the content being made. Really awesome, Marco is still at it. Oh, thank you very much. I have wanted to quit so many times, and every time I think about it, I also try to think about what I would do with the time. Now it's a little easier than it would have been, but even then, it's like, it's just such a hot habit now that I don't know if I stopped it, it would matter. So I just keep doing it.
I'm just waiting for the next jolt to the system with the franchise, and then I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it just really could use that jolt.
What do you want from a jolt?
Another show.
Do you want to have a huge influx for people from back into the fandom?
I just want new content. Something new,
do you want
joke to make.
Do you want it to be like when the fandom originally started, and that there was like a gold rush for content and fandom people?
I just want new content because I've been telling the same joke for 10 years.
Yeah, it's just, I remember like early fandom was great.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that were there just because it was the trendy thing, and they were the biggest fucking assholes. Yeah. And I've never met some people that were more toxic than early fandom trend chasers. Oh my God. I do not want to go through that again. Yeah. I'm happy with the people that we have.
I'm not out for new trends, and I don't even care if it blows up. I just want something in relation to this franchise I love, something new to talk about. And
well, the fandom makes lots of stuff.
Yeah,
you'll like get super excited because there was a horsies that go like squishy hug.
Yeah,
and like
I watched them so many times.
Yeah,
so
but you're just like
more official content.
You're like somebody that's thirsty but is never satisfied.
Well, no, I'm like a guy who loves reading like Lord of the Rings fan fiction, but if there was some official stuff that could like build onto the world so that the fan fiction writers could do even more stuff.
Easy way to pass that time.
Mm-hmm.
Make stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, to me it doesn't feel any different, because what my ability to make things is where I feel like that comes from. You've always talked about like all the mods you want to do.
Yeah, I made a calendar recently.
It wasn't a mod. You used AI to build your own specific calendar.
Yeah.
Like
a project.
But what about all the mods you wanted to do?
We'll work on them.
When?
When I have time.
You don't have time because you
No.
locked your schedule down with other things.
I did.
So
So make ponies for me. Faster. Faster, pony man.
if you ever get a whip, I'm gonna be very sad.
You're gonna get so much pony if I get a whip. Hey, quick, make him smooch. This is a serious video I made. No, they gotta smooch. Like, this is a death scene. Have him smooch over.
It's like a freaking pharaoh.
Yes.
The gods demand
No,
it.
no smooching.
Demand more smooching. No, there should be more smooching. No, you see, that's not no smooching. That's no smooching? Like, it's a question. Like, why isn't there smooching? No smooching? What's up with that? See? So every time you say no smooching, it's not no smooching, it's no smooching. No smooching? Question mark. Boom. Means you want smooching. No, I just... Maybe if I found another fan fiction to read, it would scratch that itch for a little bit.
There's still
But
lots and lots of
there
people
is.
making fics.
There are
It's just
good ones.
Early on it was easy because there was enough people that when a good fanfic kind of like bubbled up, it became pretty obvious pretty quick. But it was a lot easier when I was keeping track and watching it. Now I
Yeah.
just don't watch it, so I don't keep track as much on
I
that.
guess I still have to read Bluebird. It's the one you recommended me forever ago.
Now I can't think of like any story. I mean, maybe that alternate universe thing.
Oh no.
But other than that, like I can't think of any story that's come out that was disruptive. Like a story that came out and was where you saw tons of stuff come out from that, like art and animations and stuff.
I hated the AU stuff.
Well, you
I
just hated it because it was dark.
No, it was gory. It was
That's
painful.
the definition of dark.
No, I mean, you can do like noir stuff, that's dark-esque. You could have like a murder, that's dark-esque. This was body horror. It was upsetting.
You say that, but as soon as you're in Equestria, you're going to be smashing so many snoots.
Yes, I know. See, that would be a good fan fiction. Just a self-insert with me in Equestria.
No, I don't know where that would be good.
This would be good. Because self-insert fan fictions are always the best. I've read one, and it was because it was written by a friend, and I did give him a bit of a hard time, and I feel bad about it now, years later, but we're still friends.
You didn't feel bad about it ever, like until now,
No, I did. Like after he stopped writing it.
because of your input.
Yeah, I don't think it helped. He did say he had one really hardcore fan.
You?
No. It wasn't me. The second you step into a DeLorean given to you by God to travel on a quest to Equestria is when I have to like question.
To me, though, I have no problem with those. If people
Yeah.
want to write those stories, be creative, have fun. It does. You don't have to be good at something to be creative.
Yeah.
Instead, you crushed his dreams and forced him to stop writing.
His dreams. I was reading it.
I mean, if you wrote something like that, well, okay. So wait.
Absolutely barely.
So
Yeah.
you're giving crap to him
Yeah.
about putting himself in his own story and being creative.
Yeah. it
And
did. I
then
feel
you
bad
started
about
an
it.
animation
Uh-huh.
that had your voice
Yeah.
in all of it.
Yes. For every
And yet you
character.
won't give us the same opportunity.
No. It's so bad.
Release the Michael cut.
Maybe.
You keep saying maybe, and then it never happens.
Well, because I open up, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this out, and then I watch it. I'm like, this is going back where the dark hole it came out of. No, like for people who don't know, super early fandom. I wanted to be an animator just as cool as the other YouTube animators at the time, in like 2015. No, it was right after season 2, whenever that was. So 2014. Anyway. So I made an animation and I literally spent every second of my day that I had off for like 3 months working on this animation, and it came out to be about 5 minutes long, maybe 4.5, probably 5 if I finish cleaning it up. Pretty long 2D animation, fully animated background characters, stuff going on, voice lines recorded all by me with my voice, because I didn't want to involve anybody else in it, because I knew if I didn't finish it, it was a train wreck. It was one of those things they tell you not to do when you're getting started taking on a huge project.
No,
project
that's not.
one.
That's more of what I say. I don't know if anybody else has said it, but
I've heard
yeah.
other people say it.
Okay, yeah. Just the normal thing is I have a big idea, and that's what's driving me to do it. So
And I was learning as I was going in Flash, and I learned a lot. But then I realized by the time I got to the end of the animation, the start of the animation was jank, and I didn't leave myself a lot of room for fixing it. And then I started watching
the reason why you don't do that.
Yeah. And then I was watching the whole thing, and it's just, the premise is just absolutely cringe.
But this is exactly what you're wanting me to do.
Yes, it is. It's 100% what I sit here and tell you to do every day in a video.
And then you did it,
made,
and it's cringe.
and I can never come out. It literally just has Rarity dressing Derpy up in socks and a big red bow, and I think she's wearing a bridle. And then Twilight comes in and sees this crap, and Rarity rushes out the window and crashes through it. It's fantastically bad. And if I wanted to finish it, it would just take a little bit of lip syncing, and that was left towards the end because I got so tired of lip syncing. They started doing another scene after the boutique scene, and where they're just sitting at the restaurant outside talking about Rarity saying, "Oh, it was changelings." It was at that point I'm like, okay, this is just going into infinity. I'm trying to animate an entire episode here, apparently.
Yeah, but that's what most people's ideas are. There's like two different. Actually, I would say there's kind of like almost kind of 3 different groups of people that when they start out, and it's always you have a big idea, and the one of them is you try, or you have a big idea, you look at the potential, and you just don't even try.
I could show it to you in a Discord call sometime.
But there's the people that do take the time and effort, but then they have too big of an idea, and they spend all this time putting it into the idea, but then, like you said, you get to a certain point in the project, by the time you go back to the beginning, it's jank as hell because you learned a bunch, and then you have to redo that portion. But by then, you probably don't even like anything with that, so you're just going to redo it all, and then it just becomes this this mess of a project because everything has been changed and modified that none of it makes sense anymore. It's like trying to rewrite like a sentence you wrote by picking and choosing words at random to change. Eventually, it's just going to be a mess of words. But then you have the step after that, and this happened many times, where somebody has a big idea and then brings other people in to be a part of that idea and starts a group. They don't know what to do, so they want to try to get other people in, and they're charismatic enough that they can get people to come in and help out, but has no idea what they're doing, because if you have no idea how to animate, you're not going to have any idea how to manage an animation project. And so you get these people that big lofty ideas, and we had so many times between 2013 and 2018 where everybody was saying, we're this group and we're going to be doing this big project, and then nothing happens. They recruit a bunch of people, have those people put in hundreds of hours of volunteer work, and then literally just scrap it, and they just don't care. And it's just, the amount of groups that did that was just crazy, and it still happens. There's still groups that do that.
One of those groups is still wandering around trying to recruit people, even though they've rest and what's finished. Yeah,
and still gets people in with the charismatic look at what we're doing, but they've been doing it for like a decade, and it's like
there's nothing.
There's a certain point where it's like, okay, you guys just don't. You can have talent on your team, but if you have nobody managing it. It's like, there's the whole joke of managers don't do anything, but managers are needed to ensure that crap like that doesn't happen. And
it's just unfortunate when people who are working for that manager know more than the manager.
Yeah, but there's no, I'm not saying that there's like there's like all managers are a necessity and are good.
Yes.
There's a lot of most managers out there I think are kind of crap, but somebody has to know what the full scope of everything is to ensure that they have people needing or people have the resources they need and everything's running. And that requires like sometimes looking like you're not doing much, but it does take effort to ensure that everybody is doing everything, keeping up on that, asking questions and stuff. Like it's kind of crazy, but so many groups early on were just stupid and did that and just took advantage of people, and people that wanted to do something big but didn't have the idea, and that person had the idea but none of the work or none of the talent or none of the work or stuff. So it's just way too many of those.
I think I'm gonna have to buy some new pillows for those pillowcases. Good job on booping that horse, Giz.
You booped the big derp.
You booped the big dirt. He left a fingerprint on his screen. And I've learned never to touch my screen because I can still hear my grandmother saying, "Don't touch the screen."
Yeah.
She would have to clean the fingerprints.
Yeah, because then you go to hell.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about the screen.
Don't touch the bonies or you go to hell. Don't touch that bony.
Well, I was talking about other
It's
things.
the devil. Oh.
I don't need light one.
Ponies are the devil.
Oh, it is causing some light, so I gotta leave it there.
I need to clean my computer screen / television screen.
I actually ordered, and if you want one, a small little mister spray bottle. Because I always want to clean this one, but I have to like go and like do the breathing thing. I have a bunch of microfiber cloths, but it was just I don't want to
spray a bit of Windex onto the
You
cloth.
shouldn't do alcohol on a screen. That's alcohol.
A little bit.
No, water is perfectly fine.
Well, you can just put it on the cloth. You don't have to spray it directly.
No, but you shouldn't
screen.
put alcohol on your screen. It's not good for the
I
screen.
just use Windex.
No, Windex has it. Just water. All you need is water.
Water doesn't evaporate.
That's what you wipe it off for.
It leaves streaks.
No, it doesn't with a microfiber cloth. It never leaves streaks.
I don't believe you.
Windex is going to leave streaks too. No different
The
than
whole
water.
thing with Windex is it doesn't leave streaks.
Michael's just talking shit again. Yeah, it's not about a touch. It's more of like you sneeze or just from breathing or talking, you
or you're
project.
eating a lot of spaghetti right in front of your computer screen. It splatters all over the screen.
Yes, exactly. Though now I'm concerned about my floor.
It's got the plastic thing down.
That's his apprentice Argonian. My mom ruined his screen using some cleaner. Yeah, the idea is you should not use anything alcohol, just water. I've never had any problem with just cleaning with water.
You just don't spray it directly on the screen. I bet your mom sprayed it directly on the screen.
It doesn't matter if it's sprayed on the screen or not.
It's not going to hurt the screen unless it gets down into like the crevices.
The crevices,
like the edges.
No, it doesn't matter there either. It's just water. But I got this mister because like anytime I tried to use a normal spray bottle, it was just too much.
Yeah.
And so I wanted something lighter, so I got little misters.
Spray the cloth.
They're like super cheap.
Oh.
Don't spray the cloth. You can spray your screen. The misters are nice because then they don't like the big ones will just cause it to go, like start drooping. I don't want no drooping.
No, you don't want dripping. That pony cart. Giz.
It actually looks pretty
Giz,
decent.
you gotta come over so we can play pony cart. This is making me think of that. I was really happy. I sat down on the NES recently and I found a video game from my childhood that I actually watched a YouTube video on it afterwards. A lot of people didn't play that one. They had it on a list of good games nobody played. But I had that game. It was called Ryu Fighter. And I loved that game as a kid. It was really just a straight up basic like side scroller shooter game. It was fun. I need to show Nolan the thing. Is he on right now, or do I just need to take pictures?
Nolan's further up in the chat right
You're
there.
gonna help me pull it out again?
Up to you.
I can get the pillowcase.
You gotta show him the size. How big the horsey is.
So imagine this. Just much
And less smushy sideways. It's
much
very stretched.
bigger.
Wait, why is Discord on there?
Why wouldn't he be? Hanging out with his wife.
It's coming out from like under Applejack, actually.
Oh. Bunch's gonna be pissed. Home wrecker.
I wonder if I should put the this is a pretty wide shot, so I don't want to have the aperture up too much. Just, I don't like in this shot right now, the thing that grabs the attention the most is Sunny's hair.
There's a couple reasons China's getting all the pony merch is because China's just getting Gen 4. And because Hasbro needs the money, so they're kind of putting it in places they didn't care about before. And China does not care about IP laws. So they're just making all their own merch. Also, I have to imagine China realized there's still a market for My Little Pony merch, and Hasbro's not making it. So, you know, it's a few things. But yes, all the best pony merch is coming out of China right now.
That helps a little bit. Is this focal point? I think I purposely did it to where it's phone's ringing.
Yeah, reject.
Why?
This is well outside work hours. That's my work phone.
You work from 7 till 5 or something, right?
5:30, yeah.
It's after 7, so you have to go work.
Go back to work.
You had your hour and a half off.
And some of the customers we have don't turn off. They don't know how to stop.
You shouldn't have canceled the call, though. Did you cancel it, or did you...
I rejected it.
Oh, because then it means that they immediately know you rejected it.
Yeah, so I don't care. I'm not looking to marry any of them.
Your boss is going to be so
He
angry.
is not.
So angry.
He's actually trying to himself, and I'm proud of him. Kind of get a good work-life balance right now. He's trying to work on it. He's bad at it, and he knows he's bad at it. But, you know, it's good to have that. What is the Chinese website that you get all the pony stuff from, Giz?
AliExpress?
AliExpress. I'm gonna look find good horse stuff. You work on horses. See, some of this stuff, it can't possibly be real. This is what scares me about AliExpress, is that you can get those figurines that cost like $150 a piece
Until you get them.
for $15.85. What you're gonna get is a picture of them or something. There's no way that's real.
No one got them.
And they're the actual figurines. Oh, that's the one you... How much did you pay for it? Are you care to say?
See, you're like, this is such a scam. Look at the picture. $24.
I paid $150 for that. How?
But I like how you're like, such a scam, such a scam. Wait, it's real? I need to buy all of them.
Are they just 3D printing them themselves or what? Like, how are they managing that? Because
It could have been that there's a large stock that they bought that was because they made more than they could, and then they're just selling them for cheap. Or the factory that actually made them is in China, so they have the mold, they have all the materials, and they're just going to print it for cheap and sell it cheap.
that makes sense.
That's what most of what China is. You give them all your blueprints
Well,
to
then
make
why would
something,
they-
and then you wonder why they're making it and selling it for cheaper. You gave them the blueprints, and they don't care about laws.
Like, labor wouldn't even like justify that difference. It is between $124 and $150.
It's American markup.
Oh my.
Because on average, that is what that thing would cost. You're going to charge something that people think is worth that cost. So if they can charge that, and they set based on market research, because whatever crap, they're looking at it and saying, if we charge this amount, we will maximize profit. We could sell it for less and sell more, but because of the loss in profits, that increased sale count doesn't make up for that difference. So they do all that research for a reason.
Like I saw this one at the mall for $250.
Well, the mall doesn't count. The mall has everything for super expensive.
And this is saying you can get it for $15.85.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tempted to just try.
Why not? Have you ever bought off AliExpress before?
No.
Generally, one of your first purchases, it gives you a huge discount and free shipping. So you can get I bet you could buy it for like $10 or less.
If I buy this and it actually shows up, I'm going to lose my goddamn shit.
So try it. What's just going to happen? I would just make sure to use PayPal or something when I would give them your actual credit card info. Yeah, part of the original price is paying the person to design it. Yeah, so it's all the R&D to develop and build all the tools for it. And then China goes, well, okay, you're done with it. Well, we're just going to use it, but all that R&D time is done. All they're going to do is toss a bunch of plastic in a mold and then throw it in a box. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it also makes sense. I don't think I need that light.
The thing is, it has all the pictures of all the figurines, and it just says add to cart. What am I adding to cart?
Look at the description. It's probably showing you a picture of all of them, but then somewhere in there it's going to say which one specifically it is.
I think it's just Applejack. Because now it's one of one when I go to add cart. Or do I have to click on... Like, they have both different versions of it, too. Because they did two different versions. Like, they just... Okay. Yeah, okay. Now it's this. $21.04. God, if this actually shows up.
But double check. Sometimes it does give you that, like, when you first make an account, it just gives you a big discount on something. I remember my first thing I bought on there, it was only going to cost me like $7, and it gave me for $1. Literally, I paid $1, and it was shipping and everything. They're just trying to entice you to buy more, which I don't care.
I will happily. They're paying. Yeah, it's $10 for shipping, which is still pretty cheap.
I would think that you can still get it for even cheaper. I thought you get free. Check like on the front page. Just go to the home page and see if there's anything about codes for free shipping or something.
I don't care about spending $10.
You can find ones that are free shipping. Yeah, browse around. There's probably other people selling them that will have free shipping.
$30 is already pretty damn cheap for that.
Yeah, but Michael,
what?
You will do everything possible to save 50 cents on food.
Ponies has always been the one exception.
I know, but you can still find it cheaper. It's just research. You're treading on thin ice. There's so much pony stuff on AliExpress and so cheap. Be careful. Yeah.
No.
I think his thought is it's cheap enough to try it. And if it works, then he can buy more.
Yeah.
He's not going to go and buy the entire set in one sitting or something.
Like, there are figurines in here. It's upsetting because I know these have been a premium for a while.
No, they're really cool. I really do like the
I'm just gonna check out
the check around. There's been dozens of people that sell those.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting this one.
No, okay.
It's $30.
Yeah, this one I feel like has a little bit more light and almost like a feeling of a shadow on it. I feel like this feels better than, I guess it's not that much of a difference. It feels closer to what this is doing. Maybe if I put this one in there.
Because I wanted this one, but when I saw it at the mall for $250,
you still wanted to buy it.
I still wanted to buy it, but I was like, no, that's a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's
crazy.
That's way too much. They're doing it because when you're in a store, there's the big benefit of I can have this in my hand right now.
But the difference is $250 or $30. That's not.
Yeah, and it's going to take like anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to show up.
Yeah,
Because it's coming by slow boat.
Normal. 2 or 3
No, I mean,
weeks.
considering that most people with Amazon just have this thought that if anything order has to come in a couple days. Okay. I think this one's pretty well lit, though I don't have any of that ground fog that I added in this one.
Because I'm buying ponies on stream. It's live.
Oh, what is this stuff? It's like the teeny bit of background, but I don't think I actually need those. No. Sorry.
I'm being sorry for
Coughing.
Well, you can't help it.
So I have to apologize for you every now and then. I don't even know if you've done anything. I just have to make sure I cover my bases.
No, I mean, there's certainly something that you're not aware of.
Oh, yeah. I think there was the one time that I was like, Michael, what did you do? Or like, I'm angry with you, Michael. And you're like, what? I'm like, I don't know what you've done, but I know you did something. There's got to be something. And I'm angry with you about it.
It's fine. This is a normal day.
Yeah. And fog, that helps out a lot about down there. Doesn't really go into the ground too much with where they are. Nah, that's fine. I think I can call this. Oh, I do want to pull, like right now there's not much light around the edges there to kind of like pull them from the background. You don't need to add much. It's just about creating depth. So for her, it's just that. So now that gives a little bit of light there. You could, I'm not going to because it wouldn't make much sense, but you could go like a stronger rim like that. But it just doesn't make any sense because there's not light source coming from over there. You could actually get away with that just because with all the reflection there it would maybe make sense. But I could probably do it, but like do it like this, just a little dimmer. Yeah, just enough to like kind of pull her from the background there. It really helps separate her from the background. I hate that the lights do the blinky thing, but what if I put the shadow on that? Because then it doesn't hit the bag. Do in the bag a little bit.
I don't know if it ordered or not. I just got this. It said pay. It's like your payment has been.
It's a little more jank.
Order has been paid, and we are updating the order status. Please contact our help center if it doesn't update in 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Just give it time.
Okay.
It's not. It's a little more jank. You can always get WeChat and just pay through there.
WeChat?
Yeah. You never heard of WeChat? No. The everything app in China that is basically their hub for conversation, media sharing, and payments. You know, because then China can track everything.
Yeah.
But literally, it's a go-to app that basically everybody has. But it also is. It works really, really well for that stuff. Hello, Final Sight. I am out of booze.
He is.
Kind of want a little bit more. Were you done?
Yeah.
You should go get more mead.
You want some of my homemade mead?
No, we need to get rid of the other stuff, Michael.
This
stuff's in the. Well, you need to get rid of stuff in the fridge.
I guess I'm drinking from the fridge.
You want to go get me a little more cherry? Like maybe half a glass, not much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, Fonz, give me 1 minute. I'll get to that. It's I'm out of the booze. Okay, and then we need to do that same light for Applejack. I've had to go back and forth with these lights of anytime I'm lighting up Trixie, it has to be yellow, but every time I light up Applejack, I have to remove it because it just like glows orange. So that should work pretty good. Yeah, so now it's just helping pull her out a little bit from there. You can see kind of what that difference is. Oh, it's even giving a little bit of that rimmed her tail here too. Perfect. Okay. And then everything in this shot, the lights, there was one other of that same angle, and that's this one. I like this lighting way more. Okay, so this I need to group. I don't really need to group them, but I keep things clean. Actually, I could probably get rid of a lot of these dirty house lights. I don't think all of them are being used. Actually, I'm not even using the light rays on this shot. Ugh. I'm planning to try to go to a doctor in the morning and see if I can get some antibiotics for stuff. I am very certain I just have had bacteria in my chest for like a month and I just need to get it cleared out. I just know how that normally works. Most doctors are not keen on giving antibiotics easily nowadays. Usually it's like, we'll come back in a while. I'm gonna give shit. Where's your group there? Oh, that was for the lights I didn't use. Stupid water filter. No, that has nothing to do with the cough. I am pretty sure that's just something else. Yeah, it's just, I've had bacteria in my chest for literally since before Christmas now, so I've just got to get rid of it. I was hoping that I could just kind of work its way out, and it was, but then you walk outside in like a -degree Minnesota weather, and it's just, it didn't help. It immediately got worse. And I don't want it to turn into something worse, so I'm going to just give up and go in. And then the fog. I need to go and grab some of that. The new ones, specifically. Oh, they're probably the ones that are visible.
Here you go. Slush.
That's the cherry?
Yeah.
Oh, it probably was super liquid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And as soon as you moved it around.
Yeah, I shook it up and then it froze up a little bit. That's neat.
So it's cold.
Yeah, it is.
This is one of the little remnants, one of the bottles in the fridge.
Oh, which bottle?
One of them.
That looks like one of the ones that's not so good.
It's very fizzy. It actually started clouding up.
It's the color.
This is very meh, but I'll
Yeah, your face kind of, you had like a little curl on the side of it.
It's very meh. I'll drink it though.
Cheers, Final Sight.
There have been good batches and there have been not so good batches.
Yeah, you don't even tell the slush was there. Currently just progressing fast. Starting in on Thursday, and it had already fermented all its sugars by Saturday.
That's awfully fast.
Michael has been doing it for months, so if you have any questions, if you just started.
I've been doing it for like a year and a half now.
We're getting old. Things just kind of get all mushed. But yeah, if you have any questions or thoughts or ideas, you might be able to run it by him.
My only real thing that I've learned is that 90% of the process is the yeast and the amount of honey or the amount of sugars that you start with. That's really, and it seems like that's a simple thing, but it's not. You can get a really good batch with one kind of yeast and a really crap batch with another.
You did a lot of yeast, like trying.
Yeah.
Like going back and forth. Oh, he's been doing it for over a year. Okay.
Okay. Like, do you use a carboy or are you fermenting in a keg? Because the only real advantage to doing it in a keg is if you want carbonation.
Yeah, this stuff he didn't make. This was Jaybird.
Did.
Yeah, that one he did. This is Jaybird There's a local place that sells to Renaissance fairs only. Their whole business model is Renaissance fairs, and they do well for themselves. But you, at the end of the year, you can go and buy it by the gallon, or basically any container you have. And we had bought a lot.
I think that's fine. Doing it in a keg is far more complicated, and it's taken me a while to get it right, and half the time the meat isn't even carbonated, so it's a wasted effort. Carboy, just stick with the carboy. I think I did some of the better batches in carboys. I've definitely gotten the keg down, but it took time and a lot of effort. And then you have to use a sputting valve with a keg, and they break, where just the water lock on a carboy isn't gonna break. The thing is, with carbonation, you have to actually trap a fair amount of the car. I actually have 2 tanks, one for the booze itself, and then a second tank to capture the carbon dioxide. And when I go to bottle it, I run it through a filter, and I use the excess carbon dioxide to push the alcohol through the filter. Oh, you're gonna be like, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I do too, but you have to get the carbonation from somewhere, so capturing it is what I do. Unless you have, like, you buy a tank that already has carbon dioxide in it, but that felt like wasteful because, I mean, the process makes carbon dioxide. And it's not difficult to set it up to capture it. It's really just having a second tank that the carbonation goes into before it reaches the sputting valve. Preventing leaks is tough. I have a bunch of extra gaskets. Point is, stick with the carboy. It's just easier and less frustrating.
I didn't realize it had another shot straight on.
I still feel like the yeast I used last time didn't ferment it enough. It's definitely got alcohol in it because it didn't freeze into a solid block at -5 this morning. But
the garage though is gonna probably be like 20 degrees warmer than the outside, so we're talking like 10 degrees.
Still,
it's still cold.
If it didn't have alcohol in it, it would have been a solid block, and we would have had a broken container. This definitely has alcohol in it. See, that's the thing. Getting alcohol is easy. It's getting it to taste good that's hard.
Yeah. You did it once, and then you changed it, and now you'll never find your way back.
No, I did it a few times.
The one that was really good for the convention.
The one, yes. I did exactly what I did that time, this time, with the previous batch. That's super sweet. I did add more honey in this batch. And it is crazy overly sweet. But I'm not certain that the alcohol content's lower. I think it's just I put so much honey in it that you can't taste the alcohol. And I want to taste the alcohol a little bit.
Yeah, you want a little bit burn.
So yeah, I guess I changed it a little bit in that respect. Because I thought I needed to go heavier because I had this batch, which was very dry. But it's because I used a more aggressive yeast. If I had to make a suggestion for yeast, Weist's yeast makes a sweet mead yeast. And that's the best yeast I've found. Though the problem with that yeast is that it's a live yeast, so it's expensive compared to a dry yeast. And I wanted to try to find a dry yeast that would work just as well. And it didn't. It was too aggressive.
It was not good.
No, that's what this is.
Okay,
so
is that shot done? Since she was just getting all the lights copied over, I think so. Yep, I see the little rims, so we're all good. That one's done. All right.
I try to avoid,
Kendo Studios,
back sweep.
Party of Wadden.
Charge!
You killed me.
He's murdered. Herpy murdered you.
Oh, check their rating with boops. Oh no. I think the follower thing at the bottom is not updating correctly. Glitch Melody 14U. Just the last one should have been Jamie the Weirdo. Oh, no. It will only update for those that follow on stream. So that was the most recent done because we had people follow outside of it. We had Jamie the Weirdo and Stormy Streak 19.
I am drinking.
Okay, I want to make sure that was updating. You're gonna get fucked up.
This is a heavy. This is probably 15%, and you can taste it. But the problem is, well, that'll get you liquored up. It's not gonna taste great.
Do I grab this shot sliding for use here? I feel like it almost might be better to grab this one's. No, I'm gonna grab this one's. This one I can definitely clean up the dirty house lights because it should only be one.
I think in the time I've been doing this, I've managed to only have 2 bottles explode so far. Though one was on the kitchen countertop, which wasn't great.
Do you count the exploding keg that John had?
No.
Why does that not count?
That's his fault. I told him.
It is on your watch. You are the manager.
I turned my back for a second, and I look around, and it felt like the world was in slow motion as I saw he had just taken the cap off. And then there was this, like, pause in time where I'm like, is it not gonna blow? And then I was like, ah! And John was like, I'm so sorry.
John is such
I just wanted beer.
John is one of the smartest guys we know.
Yes.
But when he wants beer, damn it, he's getting his beer.
I was like, that's under pressure. Don't take the cap off. And he's like, but I want beer. It's like, we gotta clean this up for Andrew C. So
how do you not repeat gobo lights? What do you mean by not repeat gobo lights? I'm not sure on the repeat part. Oh, do you mean how do you keep them from repeating left and right into infinity? Like to the 180? Like, how do you prevent them from not showing? Oh, actually, that's...
I've done a chemical stop before a few times with like the soy,
that's correct.
Like
okay,
soy bait stuff, but it tastes like it tastes like soap if you go too much. And even if you go a little bit, it still tastes like soap.
So Kendo, there's 2 ways to do it. There's the permanent and then there's the temporary. The temporary, the easy way to do it is on gobo. Essentially what the light is doing is it just doesn't have any, the texture itself doesn't have a barrier. And if the light isn't restricting it, it's going to go forever. So you can restrict it within the texture, which is the permanent solution, or you can restrict it within the light itself. By doing it within the light itself, it's if you have this with Uber Light enabled, as soon as you enable it, it will knock it down because it starts taking advantage of some of these width and height values. These are going to restrict your edges. So if I turn on, camera frostrum. Oh no, I have to do it to the light. That's it. If I turn on this light's frostrum, so this is showing where this light will display essentially. And as soon as you like turn on, like you normally see just the white lines, but as soon as you make an Uber light, you'll start seeing these red and blue lines. And these red and blue lines are essentially controlled by cut on and cut off for going forward and backwards on limit. A far edge and near edge by controlling this fallout distance. So this is your far or your near edge fall off range. And then the blue line, which is right now just flat, is your your far edge, but the one you'll care about are the width and the edge width. So you can see here it's restricting its viewable distance to this. If I start playing with this, you can increase it, play around it. Normally, if you don't have it on Uber, these are ignored and it just uses the values of min and max. And because of that, min and max kind of limit, but it doesn't limit it only if the texture is limited too. So you can just restrict those values. So bring it down. So if you want a very thin version of it, it's not actually changing the aspect ratio or the proportions of the texture itself. It's just kind of changing how big of a window you can see the texture in. The permanent solution to that is to modify the texture with a very easy line, and then you never have to worry about it again.
It's source Stardust. Also, hello.
Because he's source size, but it looks weird. It is source. I know so guys. So anytime you're doing anything with a texture, if it's just doing normal textures, you don't have to do this. But if you're doing it with anything that's going to be a gobo light, I recommend it, unless you want it to go for infinity, which maybe you do. Anything that has the word clamp, just check it. So if this was a gobo light, I would go clamp, clamp. There should be 4, clamp, and clamp. Essentially, that will clamp the edges and prevent them from repeating. That's all you have to do. Now this light would, if this were a gobo light, actually this is a gobo light. Yeah. It would never go and into infinity, essentially. So those are the 2 ways to do it. For this one, it's like dirt textures. I technically would like it to maybe go to infinity at some point. So at that point, I would zoom way in with it to shrink down the texture and then make his width and height very wide so that I can start seeing that infinity. Thank you. I'm trying a disco light and I don't know. Oh yeah, I've done that before. Though if you do a gobo light that is trying to literally go to infinity, the textures are going to start getting stretched at some point. Like towards the edges of those, they start getting closer and closer and closer to like that infinity line where it looks like you're entering a black hole. I would probably not recommend not doing that. I would instead recommend take like a gobo light that kind of does go to infinity, but keep it straight in front of you, and then just try to overlap a couple around. And usually you can spin them and rotate them because that's going to what a strobe or a disco light would do, but have them overlap so that you don't notice where the transition is between the two. So
Gen 4 is the best generation Stardust, so I just launched the nuclear bomb. No, it was Gen 3.5 all along.
I want to make sure I didn't lose anything there. Yeah, I was a very technical person and it hurts after a while even for me. I joined the technical talk fried my brain in an instant. Hello, Nightly here. You had a question and about that, and it's there's so much stuff in SFN that has simple solutions, but you don't know that solution exists unless you're running into an opportunity where you need to find that solution or you're told what the solution is. And a lot of this I just found out on my own. So I need to get my...
That's your take that Zip is just as good as Rainbow Dash?
What lights are there? Good.
I don't think she ever achieved a Sonic Rainbow. I don't remember this. She never became like the captain of the Wonderbolts. She was born into privilege. She didn't have to earn crap. And she's cute. I'll give you that.
There it is.
Rainbow Dash earned her place in the stars, man. Got stained glass windows of her because of the work she put in, not because she was born to a queen.
Wow.
Did
you just badmouth the mayor?
No, I'm not saying Zip is good.
I think he just
Zip is a good pony.
He's tossing out that mayor hate.
No, her mom's better though.
I'll give you that.
Queen Haven
is very stupid in a good way.
She's not stupid. She's
very lovingly. She's lovingly stupid.
She got out one time and immediately found herself a boyfriend. Still like the idea of her just wandering into freaking Bridalwood. That one.
Yes, the beefy one.
The beefy one.
Give me the beef. I shall call him Obbies.
There was an episode where she did just show up to like, there was like a Banksy episode where like Izzy was Banksy and she painted a mural on the side of the police station, and Queen Haven loved the artwork so much she just sent her guards to go collect the wall. And they ripped the wall off the police station and just and they're like, the hell.
That does sound good.
It was pretty funny. She's just like, all of this kingdom is mine now. I am the only queen. And she does have that going for her. She's the only one who has like a royal title.
What about the lady that runs that company?
The Scout's mom, she shuts down the company after the movie.
Really?
Yeah. They turned it into a community center.
I mean, probably good, but then where are all their... Wait, I'm guessing that company did more than just like anti-unicorn stuff.
That's all it did was anti-pony
That whole...
stuff.
But then what about the
Entire
jobs?
company is like, yeah, they all lost their jobs, I guess.
This is like Tony Stark coming back from the desert. And being like, all those things we were doing, we're done.
Yeah. No, I wanted them to turn that factory, like, I hated, and here's a spoiler for G5. I hated how the flying RV came to be. I absolutely
The flying
despised
RV
it.
was amazing because it was the worst thing ever.
It was Deus Ex Machina into existence.
And then they didn't even talk about it afterwards. It was just the RV.
Yeah, it was just the RV they flew around in. Like, Zip spent her entire life studying aerodynamics to try to teach her people to fly better. They had a factory in the town that built advanced robotics. They could have done an episode where they used that factory to help build one of the first flying machines. And that could have been the factory's whole thing going forward with Zip's help. But instead, Zip put doors. Remember, she was the smart one who studied aerodynamics. She stapled doors to a trolley and said, we're gonna make this fly. And then the lamp just showed up and been like bam, and actually like made the thing. And that hurt my soul. Because they could have very easily written an episode where they used what was in front of them, have Zip not look like an idiot, and made the same thing. But they didn't have the foresight, I guess. You would love to see a G5 version of the Rainbow Factory. Barring the fan fiction, they did have an episode in Taylor Tale towards the end where they found the remnants of Cloudsdale, and at the center of it was a still functioning the still functioning weather machine, which they had to shut down because they actually went into that in the comic books. When magic was taken from Equestria, the Pegasus had to abandon. Cloudsdale. You're
doing different tenses in the same sentence.
Like 15%. They had to abandon Cloudsdale because Pegasus couldn't exist in Cloudsdale without magic. It's very cool. She's all wiggly.
Go for a walk. You're not fooling anyone, you know. Look.
Just saying.
Just this cool horse. Okay, I do not have any lighting from this angle though, do I? This is the first time I did that angle.
Like,
okay, as such, the lighting is from here is the best. Oh, actually, no, I missed something.
G5 was starting to get pretty good before they canceled it.
Like, fogging on here.
Where's everything blue?
Was everything blue? Oh, I needed something to help me better visualize what was done, and green was already my done color.
Yeah.
But now the lighting ain't done. I just was doing. In most games, if they do something above like green, in terms of that order, it's usually blue or something. So I thought I'd just go bluish. Thank you for the follow, Snowy Sunshine, Starshine. But I didn't want to use normal blue because normal blue is really close to the default color.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of like an off blue.
Like an aquamarine.
Yeah, this is just a little equal amounts of green and blue, essentially.
You know, seafoam green. That's what that's called.
Okay, so the fog was on. So okay, we need to. I'm gonna probably use the stuff from this shot as a basis for the other ones.
Now, I always liked some of the things that actually went back to the lore of what happened to the world when the magic stopped, and having Cloudsdale completely abandoned and the weather factory machine just running rampant because nobody's there to monitor it was a good premise for a good episode. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the comics, but there was a whole comic where at the end of it, Rainbow Dash is recording a message and she's in tears because she realizes they have to abandon Cloudsdale, and that was her home. That's where she was born. That's like Ponyville was her home, but Cloudsdale was her birthplace. And abandoning it tore her apart. It was quite actually pretty sad. And that was the kind of stories IDW writes. So hearing they're not going to be doing it anymore also hurts. Because that's good storytelling.
You need to hit those houses, but not hit Applejack.
Pony SFM now has a Cloudsdale model. That's pretty cool.
Should be pretty bright in this angle though. So the underlight's fine. The building light, that one's not needed. These ones I do need to readjust to this house.
Like, I didn't even think of that when they were talking about the magic being lost in Equestria. Like, Cloudsdale just could not exist anymore. Or at least ponies couldn't exist in it.
What about photo finish?
What about photo finish?
The magics.
The magics. She couldn't do the magics anymore.
I think I can make a dirty chair. I'm gonna have to just leave that one out. Let's see if we can do something with the fence a little bit.
You know, the show Bible actually said that Twilight's reign lasted only 200 years, but some of the stuff they actually had in the show suggested it lasted even shorter than that. Because I think the big thing was that Moon Dancer was still alive when Equestria fell. And Elder Flower was her like great granddaughter or something. Hit me up for more pony lore. It gets deep.
Yep. Just get Michael started on pony lore and he won't stop.
I will rant. Because it's good. It's good lore, man. Some of it gets kind of tragic and dark. Like, I think one of the darkest things in pony lore is Sombra, where he was actually in love with Princess Aurora and was her mage, but he wanted to like prove himself. Don't remember all the details. He was trying to defend the kingdom against evil, but in practicing dark magics to try to combat the evil, he himself was like consumed by those magic and ended up killing her. Like he straight up killed the original ruler of the Crystal Empire.
They probably deserved it.
No, they were nice. He loved them, but the magic corrupted him. Didn't really come across in the later episode where he's just kind of wandering around talking. Celestia ruled for several thousand years. Twilight could not continue to maintain the kingdom after her friends died. Like, it's just suggested that Moondancer lived longer than her friends, which is believable. He probably did cardio or something, I don't know. But not much longer. And Moondancer transferred her memories into her daughter to preserve some record of the events that transpired. And then her daughter transferred her memories into her daughter, and so on and so forth until you reach Elder Flower, who's still alive in G5. And the messed up thing is, she's crazy, or she comes across crazy, because she has like 20 ponies inside of her head.
Michael.
What?
You just described yourself.
Yeah, there's so many ponies in there. They're all talking to me. The Elder Flower says out of all the ponies in her head, Moondancer is the loudest. It's actually pretty crazy because they're trying to understand what Elder Flower is saying, and they think she's just a crazy old mare. But she's telling the story. It's just, it comes across nonsensical if you don't know what she's talking about. And going back and watching the episode where they actually take Elder Flower to Zephyr Heights and they go shopping together.
Shopping?
They go shopping. You can learn a lot, but you have to know what she's talking about. And in the conversation, she does bring up Luster Dawn. But she refers to her as a fruit bat. So it's a little confused. But it says that Luster Dawn worked with Twilight to seal Opaline out of Equestria. It's the only time you really hear about Luster Dawn after that final episode in G4. So she is this schizo? She just has so many ponies in her head that she doesn't seem sad or upset about it. It's just how she lives, and it's like a party that never stops, which I imagine has to be exhausting. Having like 20 other relatives in your head.
It doesn't seem like it was the smart thing to do.
It was the only thing they could do. Like at the time, Moondancer wanted to preserve some form of the record, and she couldn't think of any other way to do it.
So instead, cause all her descendants to suffer?
I don't think she realized the cumulative
Don't they have
effect.
paper?
They didn't. Everything was being burned. Like, everything was destroyed. Civilization.
Mass storage? NAS. You need a NAS.
They need a NAS.
Did they have Apple Cloud backup?
They needed that, yes.
I mean, you make paper and then you bury it in the ground.
It got so bad apparently that they didn't have libraries or places to store books anymore. Civilization completely collapsed because magic collapsed. I don't know how Moondancer managed to do the transfer without magic. Maybe they used some sort of potion, but they didn't explain that.
I like how bright her eye is here.
But Moondancer just knew she was a repository of knowledge. And she wanted that preserved.
Me and Light's not really doing much of anything. He's a little. But I think I can just get rid of this and just adjust the ones I have.
I think that's another story point that I'm kind of disappointed by. They kind of had Misty relearning some of the old magics of Equestria. But if she had been learning it from Elderflower, which would have been Misty learning it from Moondancer, that would have been so much more satisfying. I think. Rather, she found an old library belonging to Star Swirl. Which is also good. But if she had been learning it from Elderflower, then it would have justified Moondancer's original intent, which was to preserve the records and the knowledge. I would have liked that. It would have meant her efforts weren't in waste.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
She just wanted to make sure her descendants appeared crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one goal.
She had. Hey, you gotta have goals.
Oh, it would have been pretty satisfying to have her actually start. Like, just have Moondancer come out from inside of Elderflower's head.
That'd be weird.
It would be weird, but it would be like
maybe it was supposed to come.
I think a lot of stuff was supposed to happen that didn't happen, which is frustrating. Like, they only really go with
Wait, yeah. Final Sight says, wait, Twilight ended books.
She ended the books.
Did she literally call for the book burning?
I have no idea how all the books got destroyed, but yes.
Or is that what happened? They started burning the books and her power waned from the lack of book. Her power was based on the amount of book.
Yeah, she needed more book. But apparently Moondancer was alive to see it happen, so.
Oh, I don't really like her moving here. You can see the shadow cast here. That's very distracting. One of these things is giving me the shadow. This one? I think it is. Okay, does that get rid of the shadow? Yes, it does. Technically, she should be darker back here, but when it comes to like a scene like this, I want to have them fairly well lit. Is this causing shift in how the lighting is taken in? No, I think it's fine. I don't think I animated her tail there. Yeah. I missed animating her tail in the shot.
Oh no. That would have bugged you for all eternity every time you watched it.
Because you could just tell it's bouncing really stiff. It's not actually moving correctly. Her legs are moving, but the tail isn't.
Chad, I don't think he watches his own videos very often for the sheer reason that he just looks at the only thing he can see are the mistakes.
Mm-hmm. There's a certain period of where I don't care as much, but it takes a long time to get to that point. This is not the pear putter. Oh, that's the old pear putter. Where is your tail? Do I not even have you baked?
I mean, he'll be watching Remembrance, and then people will be like, "This is the greatest video of all time," and he'll be like, "Yeah, but at the 2 minute 3 second mark, her nose doesn't scrunch quite right." Wrong.
You would do the same thing for anything you did wrong.
Yeah, no, I keep it locked behind like a door and key.
A door and key?
Door and key, yeah.
No lock. Just a key.
The lock is in the door.
You stop staring at the tails either. Well, I don't think that's
what
quite
are you staring at tails for?
What I meant, but it's more of I mentioned it before. It's if things don't follow physics, they stand out. If they do follow physics, they're ignored, and you want it to be ignored. So, that's what I need to do here. I need to do the actions to make sure that the tail is ignored. Okay. But this one, oh, there we go. Needs to be moved because I can just see where the legs are going. They need to be moved a little bit to follow the legs.
My thought is, if you have like 20 relatives in your head and all of them are your grandmothers, how do you have any kind of personal relationship to keep having more kids? Because they all agree you need to have a kid because somebody has to like.
And they're gonna be tortured.
Yeah, well, yeah. We need to have a kid so we can continue this memory transfer thing. But all of your grandmothers are going to be watching every time you make the attempt. That's rough.
Hot idea.
Make sure you have at least 3, so at least 2 of them won't be crazy. We're gonna make one of them really crazy. It doesn't make it any easier. Kind of feels like a what's that movie we watched? The one where a bunch of people were in that guy's head. There's a crazy film inside of an office with half a screen.
Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich, yes. Elderflower was just John Malkovich. Bunch of old people.
Not the random stuff, but the main premise of why they're doing it. Yes.
Yeah.
The method of immortality.
No, I liked that little side note because it seemed like an action taken in desperation. That just kept prolonging itself, probably because of Moondancer, who Elderflower again says is the loudest voice in her head.
Okay, now that's fixed.
My dead of 200 years ago grandmother is still screaming in my head. Great.
Okay, now after seeing this shot, she seems much brighter on this side than Trixie seems lit on this side. Is that how these ones were though? I guess Trixie never really. No, she's better lit on this than this. Trixie's shouldn't be as well lit because she's just darker colored. But I think that it's not dark enough. Where's the other one? This one should be better lit just because from the angle of the sun, it's going to be covering this at a better angle. She's like, oh no, look at this. She's hot. So hot.
Oh no, she cute.
My mom, don't look. Get out of my head. But I don't think lighting quite matches from this shot. Like in this one, I feel like even the underlight's just a little dark. There you go.
I think one of my favorite Applejack moments has to be when she's trying to tell Technical she's a lesbian, but Rarity cuts her off.
Yeah, like this one feels a little more bland compared to this one for lighting.
So they do confirm Izzy is a lesbian, but they do it in a they consider she's a lesbian or bi.
Yeah.
One of the two. She's interested in mares, but they always have to go about it in like a side manner because if saying it direct could get them in like trouble in certain countries that they want to sell the
or just do like Korra
show with what they do in Korra.
They just out. They didn't say anything. I think they implied it in the show, but then after the show was fully done, the creator just said straight out that yes, they were like a couple. Yeah, and there was some backlash.
I think they did some.
I think they did it so that the network couldn't stop it.
Yeah,
it was already done.
Yeah,
and then afterwards, like, haha.
They did something similar in Adventure Time with Princess Bubblegum and Marceline, where at the very last episode they showed that. They kind of kept hinting at it throughout the show, they had a history, but they didn't say it the last episode. Where Izzy's was just she asked Zip out on a date, and Zip turned her down.
I think Izzy is just confused how anything in the real world looks or works. So I don't think she's anything. I think she's just like, wait, dates are where you go and have fun time with somebody you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a date.
On
She has
Hearts
no
and
clue.
Hooves Day.
She's just stupid.
She was all like hopped up for like Hearts and Hooves Day.
She's on so many drugs all the time.
She's not gay. She's just high.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that might better. Yeah, that better mix it with the shot. This is still a little bit more lit than on this side, but if you really want to ruin movies, just stop and just watch the lighting and watch like if somebody is talking and they do the they do this like this type of shot and this person's the one talking, watch their mouth. Almost every time you look at this, their mouth is not moving with the words that are being spoken. Almost every time. Literally almost every time. It's sometimes close, but it was definitely two different shots and they just edited it together. But check the lighting. You'll see the lighting completely change between different shots. Like I've seen some where they have like a sharp blue light on the side of somebody's face and then they turn to a different camera shot and the blue light's gone and they come back and the blue light's back. Like it's stuff you don't notice. And I love looking for that because it just says like, I can put all this time into trying to make it look accurate, but nobody's going to actually notice. It's just going to go. Whew. As long as it's close enough. Yeah, ruin movies for yourself. That's what I'm trying not to do. It's hilarious. They had that. They did that in Pony once.
What's that?
Which episode was that? It was 1, 2, 3 testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Which episode was that?
That would have been just before the thing blew up, so that was season 4. I'd say episode 20? No, not that late. It's probably been like episode 13. Somewhere around there. Testing 1, 2, 3, right there.
So,
Oh, it was 21. That was close.
when they have the little scene in here,
It's so cute.
there's a bit.
So let's move on to the tried and
Watch
true.
this now.
Movie.
So when
Prior to the
so
Great
there's a
Celestial
spot in here
Event,
that if
there
you
was
pay
no
attention,
need for the Earth
she's
Unicorn
speaking, but her
Genocide,
it's gonna be
or
one of these shots,
EGAR.
like this shot. Watch her
After
mouth.
Luna's vanishment, the protective pony platoons were formed. On the anniversary of the first celestial year of peace, a
So she's talking
celebration
here.
was held. Headed by General Firefly, an elite team of
you see that?
aerial performers were
Yeah, they
chosen to
forgot to
help
animate her talking.
Headed by General Firefly.
She's not actually talking, but nobody notices because the point of focus is on the background.
Yes, but you have to say, I'm guessing they just forgot to animate it.
Yeah, I know, but it was probably caught before it went out.
Yeah.
But they also knew it didn't matter because even in quality control, it wasn't caught in some points. Because if even quality is going to miss it, it means nobody's going to really catch it. I only caught it because I made that scene and animated it, and I thought about just not moving her lips for that part. And when people got like, "Hey, you didn't animate that part," I'm like, "Well, neither did they."
Yeah, and then have
No, I fixed it. Mine.
Yeah, I'm sure they do the same thing you do, and they look back and like, oh man, fucked up.
Or it might have just been like, we're over budget. We're not going to go back and fix it.
Well, yes, but getting it right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I would be upset as an animator not to be allowed to go back and fix that. It would be like this mark of like shame that I could never correct.
That's the problem of it's the same thing with TV or YouTube. Once it's out there,
Yeah.
You can't really fix it.
But being told you're not allowed to fix it before it's out there, that's where it'd get rough.
I can understand them telling somebody that though.
Yes. Hurt. I would hate the person who told me that. Because I will say this for the cast and crew of G4, they loved working on this show. There was a point of pride that they put their all into it. They really did. And they didn't start out with the biggest budget either. It's cool.
This is basically the same shot, so I can get away with this. Now, I don't like her lighting with this because I very much zoomed in on her face and that other with the light, and it doesn't work. So we're gonna have to spread this light out a little bit.
Matt, important note: never tell us how long ago something was in relation to Pony. It just makes us old and decrepit and broken.
All right, and then I gotta get the fog in.
Especially him.
I love doing it to you.
That was 8 years ago. I was like, no. It was yesterday. I remember. I was here.
Y2K was 25 years ago. Yeah, actually it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, we technically are at the beginning, but technically it started at 0. So yes, it'd be 25 years. So yeah, it was a quarter century.
Y2K feels like it was forever ago.
A
different.
I feel like time is always like remember it in different ways, and so I always think it feels both a long time ago and not that long ago at the same time. If you think about it in terms of how long it felt, it feels like a long time ago. But if you think about trends and the things that you liked, it feels like yesterday.
It does feel like in my lifetime there's kind of this dividing point for this, like just everything, because of an event that happened in 2001. Where everything before that was different and everything after that was different. So everything before that moment feels like forever ago because it was like a whole different world.
A whole new world.
Yeah, for all the worst reasons, but yeah.
Okay, so we're basically out of time and all I have is one shot left, but it's a completely unique shot that I have to like do the lighting for. So this one's actually going to take a while. It's all yellow. A complete different angle. I'm gonna have to redo the lighting basically from scratch for that one, but got really close. I knew that it was basically going to be finish one shot, copy paste it 3 times, finish another shot, copy paste it, and some of them were similar enough. But
that's fair.
I like how the lighting's turning out. I'm a little concerned about balance though. You render it out and then you look at the different shots and it doesn't, it's only once you render it that you look at it and be like, the lighting in the shot doesn't work. It doesn't balance with the rest of the stuff and you can't really fix it in post in some bits. If it's a little too bright, a little too dark, yeah, you can fix that, but you can't fix like if the rim's too strong or something. So I feel like I might just do like a really quick 720 low quality render of this just to make sure of that first. And then if it works, I'll do the higher quality 4K version. Make 3D version this scene in 2016, 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's what brought up the whole never give the dates. Never say how long ago it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In 9 months, Remembrance is 10 years old.
You see, the thing is, I feel like the one where you redid that scene in 3D was less, because I remember very vividly giggling because you were still using the old VN models, and every time you paused and started the video, her butt would just go wobbling all over the place.
No, that wasn't VN.
Was it not?
No, VN didn't have jiggle butts.
What had jiggle
That was
butts?
enhanced.
Okay, so
that was afterwards. So that was like 2017.
So every time you started, her butt would just go.
Yeah, they
was commenting.
They turned down the butt wiggle a little bit.
So much butt wiggle.
It came in handy though, like Rainbow Dash on the chair when she's doing the wobble thing back and forth. They have a very bony butt if you're trying to get them to sit in that type of position. So having the jiggle bones for the butt meant I could grab her butt cheeks and slap them and glue them to that chair. You could literally grab it and manipulate it to be squishy. It's just the fact that it wobbled like to and fro. That was a little weird.
And then you baked it. We were all sad. I was sad.
Oh, we can get rid of that shit.
I'd say everyone was sad, but it was mostly me. I was sad.
So I'm not gonna do a quick render yet on this. I think
She's so happy. She's ready to go.
Next stream, we'll probably finish this off, but then I think we'll try to do like either a quick overlay or something. I do want to like try to do a Rathalos something between now and next month. And
is that gonna be your thumbnail for the video? Like super happy horse.
thumbnail has to be zoomed in. It's a little. So I mean, I could do something like
get Applejack's butt in the frame because you know that's gonna get some clicks.
The problem with thumbnails is it has to
Make sure the butt's in the frame.
entice clicks.
Yeah, it's the butt. That's a good one.
Because like if I were to say like Death Cart and do something like this, it wouldn't get anybody.
Nobody wants that. Go forward. No, you skipped it. There you go. Just have that.
It's just this.
Just that. And make sure this is like a peach.
I haven't really thought about thumbnail yet.
Make sure you get a button there.
But what do I call the video? You just bring out your dead? Because like that would be the.
No, we gotta have a pun.
I know it feels like it has to be something that so you need to click your. If you saw that title, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
so happy.
it's that one specifically.
It's a good one. She's got butt in the frame. Got happy horse. I think you gotta just think on that.
Or how Pear Butter died.
No.
It's a question. A question makes people think an answer. If you put her like this,
I'll make it fun.
how Pear Butter died, and then she's just like.
No, see, you took the butt out of the frame. No one's gonna click it now. There you go.
No, I'll have to think on it.
Parting pair.
No, nobody would click that.
No, that's not good.
Nobody would click that.
I was gonna click that. You're right.
Insert Michael's recommendation. Nobody's gonna click that.
Oh, I have a good one. You don't know.
I don't know. Well, Godzilla man, we're leaving.
Charge!
I just wanted to murder you.
I had to click a video before for Flank.
I have
It's more of
fish bills to share.
It's more of I don't want to make a video it shows one thing and then gives you another. That's clickbait. I want to have something that provides at least information that's something related to the video. And yeah, hello Godzilla man. Yeah, we're actually just ending. We're a couple minutes over actually. So we're gonna try to figure out where to go.
I know death cart for a cutie. It's a play on death cab for a cutie. Yeah. That's
Nobody would catch that. That's like a 19s whatever reference.
people know death cab for a cutie.
I do not know. What year was that?
Like early 2000s.
It's too old.
You're too old.
Early 2000s. You're still talking people that are able to drink.
Yeah.
No.
That's the fandom though, man.
No, they're 30s.
I'm 30.
Just did a hit and dash.
A little longer.
We haven't a cowgirl for a little bit. We can do a quick check to see oh, no, wrong one. If there's anybody on. Otherwise, it doesn't start on. I don't know what that is.
I like that.
No,
I don't want you to click that.
It's just an AFK music channel. Princess of Love, Pinky T.
like
Cloud
it.
Hop. That shows a horse there, but I think that's a bunny.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Software and game development. That's lewd.
Isn't
Yes.
that's actually a horse that got a horse? Yeah.
Ironside was cool before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can head over to Ironside. There's also a drumstick, but we can head over to Ironside. Playing Long Dark.
Like snowy bug.
Yeah, I saw this game. It looked interesting.
What's it called?
The Long Dark. It's
The
like a
Long
survival horror type thing.
Look, it's a stallion though, and it has a sign that says "Q horse," which is a lie.
Okay.
Tell him Tell him he's a liar. Tell him not cute horse, because not mare.
You know what I can say?
What?
Quack, quack.
You can. You could.
I can have my quack button. That's what we should do Friday if we have time. We'll just do a really quick, like, flat image. We do have to finish the Derpy taking a picture one. I just need to get something in the picture frames.
Derpy taking a picture.
When you were out, we have her with the Polaroid.
Oh, yes. I remember you working on that a little bit.
But we need to get, we just need to find something to put in the picture frames. And I don't want to have it as random stuff. I want to have it a couple different pictures and then have it random poll which one is pulled or played. But anyway, yeah, we'll be back on Friday.
Yes. Now go tell him that he has to change his horse to mare if he wants to keep that sign.
Cute horse sign?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the cute horse sign?
Not cute horse.
You sure?
The stallion.
No, he's not a stallion.
A stallion.
He's whatever he wants to be.
A stallion, you gotta get slow, smoother snoot.
Anyway, we're gonna go because Michael's having like a panic attack. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Fell along dark. That's rough.